radio signal from another world. Sir?
This man is not a hero, he's a criminal. Shut up!
Welcome to Saving Star Trek.
Good evening, sirs and madams. It's your buddy Admiral Teague back for another amazing adventure through the Alex Kurtzman verse. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? This has really been something. This has been like we have to call Albert Einstein, JT, to figure this out.
I think he's too busy for this, and I kept it nice. I really wanted to say something else, but we're not that far into your live stream yet, and I really would like this show to be boosted this evening.
I don't even know what I'm doing, sir. Sirs and madams, welcome to the show. Do us a favor. We are like into week 3 of this. I'm not expecting the kind of insanity gangbuster stuff we had for weeks 1 and 2, because let's face it, even Mr. H didn't have as much like momentum with this story as he's had earlier in the month. But I think what happens is we're seeing the final pancaking here, and now there's going to be a massive turning away, like the Roger Waterless Pink Floyd could never imagine, a turning away on a massive scale. I hope you like our opportunity board here this week. I worked on this for a while here. If you noticed, I've become quite the comic book artist. I learned this over the weekend. I only draw with my left foot.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I can tell you, it looks like you have some real promise. How long did you just take this hobby up, or have you been doing it for like
35 years ago? I learned how to do this in DOS, and I decided to keep going forward with it. But you know what? Like, where would we be with Trek if it wasn't for people defending new Star Trek needlessly? Now, we will get to tonight's story just as soon as it finishes recording on our other channel. And oh my God, it did. Okay, good. So I think I can finally stop this recording. Thank you, sweet Jesus. And we can just take a look at that when it's good and ready to download. We got Sean inbound. He's got a few surprises, he said, for us. It should all be pretty funny stuff. Plus, who knows what else. We spent most of today working and doing other stuff, but from time to time, we found time to pick up and engage without cursing, threatening, or like calling out and demanding the like any castigation against. And we say, still do not castigate these individuals who we are about to talk about our day interacting with. But we went out there and talked about Star Trek, and we immediately drew flies. Now, I had probably more interactions than anyone else, but I can't talk about them because on Bluesky, when someone blocks you, that's it. You can't even see their account anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Well,
oh yeah.
On the one
Well,
hand,
but in Blue Sky, when you're gone, you're gone, right? I mean,
I think the ISP block you might be their promise, but I mean, like, let's face it, I only have the Blue Sky account, so no one else can. I don't. I've blue skied. I've like skied like 20 times, and I don't like X. I don't think it's great.
when they're sending out their product, they're not sending their best.
They're not. They're not sending
the people the ones that work there, I assume some are good people.
Some are probably very nice people, but they're sending us H1Bs. They're sending us problems. Let's just say once you start up that slippery slope, the ice isn't the only problem with the tech over at Bluesky. But the problem with this is people over there, I guess, I don't know. It is the rules of Twitter in 2017, including how it functions. So what happens is this: if you get into an I guess to them it's an altercation, or they would probably consider it a microaggression, I guess. But once you get into a microaggression or whatever with them, once you get blocked over there, like the standard thing there is to say something really, really immature and then block. And then you can never look at the account again. So there's no reconciliation.
Really?
If you had an alt, I'm sure you can, but once someone blocks you, and I think YouTube did this. I've heard transmission from the planet. I think that we may have someone to beam to the bridge. Sean, we've scattered your atoms all over the universe. Welcome to the show. You let us know when you're. Can you hear us?
Yeah, there you go. Hi.
There we go. Yeah, it's weird. StreamYard seems to take a minute to kick in with the audio, but any more than a minute would be sus. I usually plug my headphones in and leave them on with something playing through StreamYard like 20 minutes before the show just to make sure they go on. So I don't have to wire in.
Okay.
We pay for the best stream, the best software, ladies and gentlemen. This might sound like a flimsy excuse for a bad show, but it's make what you will of the show, but the software really is the best. You can't do any better than this garbage that we use. So we're talking about our day of social media interactions. My story's the shortest to tell, I guess, but our story starts with Sean. Once upon a time, there was a man named Sean, and he politely responded to someone about Star Trek after making his own eloquent point. And we have the exchange here. JT.
Oh, you got it up? Oh, nice.
So I'm going to read it
on that
in
post,
the
sir.
voice that I interpret the author having because I watch their YouTube channel. I gotta say,
I would imagine it's a very low energy voice.
Amazing episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy was simply a joy to watch. The entire episode embodies the very essence of what Trek has always meant and stood for. Plus, we got some very well-deserved answers. Well done.
What answers did we get? They introduced questions that no one ever cared about, and then they answered them. It's like, what are Klingons like? Well, in this particular house, they're a bunch of assholes. And what is Klingon like mating ritual like? It's like, gee, the female of the species is in charge, just like in every other new Trek race. And as you can see, we've reached episode 4. So tonight's episode for us is called A New Hope. Okay. I changed the title for YouTube. The old title that was on StreamYards when I created it, was called Starfleet Academy Episode 4, Something Stupid in Latin. Because whenever the title is in Latin, it is usually about the dumbest Star Trek.
I have a whole thing for that, Admiral. Just you wait. They done did it this week. Okay. Anyway, this show sucks. But so today, this is what it starts with. As our members are watching and recovering from the show, so we're doing this like, remember, this isn't like any great feat, but it actually is in a social media sense. Completing an episode of Starfleet Academy could be best equated to that last part where you summit the last 400 or 500 feet of Everest, where the air is really thin, and you're trying to climb up, and you're like,
can't do it, sir. And there's the bodies of the dead climbers who've tried before you, like laying all there, and it's just, you're very low energy,
Right.
sir. Like, we have to call Albert Einstein on this one.
So, Sean, would you like to read your post, or shall I?
Why don't you go ahead, because it's, for some reason,
You're working on something over there. Okay.
No, it's just really blurry on my screen, and I don't have my.
You're actually going to have the best view.
I don't have my Chancellor Ake spectacles with me.
Okay. So here's the synopsis.
Just
Sean,
wait, hold on.
An equally insulting
don't read my voice in the other one that you are going to come up with for the person here.
Oh, I'll read a different voice.
Is the voice of like a MAGA extremist. Read his like. You know what? Can you read either the voice of Snowdub or Rowdy, or better yet, Macho Man Randy Savage?
Macho Man's
Here's a synopsis of episode 4 in case anyone missed it, brother.
Yeah.
The Doctor starts off by misquoting an iconic scene from TNG in a completely unintelligible way, likely to avoid giving a writing credit to Jerry Taylor. Can you handle that, brother? We then are faced with the dilemma of forcibly saving the Klingons by imposing sanctuary and resetting on a planet in Federation space. During the adventure, we have a queer baiting scene between two cadets. The Klingon ends up crying. I know, brother. I know. The plot climaxes as the Federation struggles with how to cope with the poor metaphor of white guilt. Can you believe it, brother? How can we force the Klingons into asylum? This results in the Klingon cadet offering the following solution. Let's have a fake battle with the Klingons and have the Klingons not think it's fake. We'll bring both fleets together somehow, brother, to the planet we want them to relocate to. Then we'll fool those Klingons, brother, into thinking they won and let them think they just successfully marched into Federation space and conquered a planet. Yes, brother, the Federation Starfleet just gave the Klingons the impression that they can now warp into any Federation sector, claim a planet, everything will be fine, opening up every other Federation planet to potential attack, and now an emboldened group of people, putting people who don't have the protection of a fleet of Federation ships at severe risk, brother, from a race that outright hates us, brother. Now, I can tell you what, I would not want to be in the ring with those Klingons with that kind of motivation, brother. A first grader could see the parallels here. Thanks, Kurtzman. Okay. And now that my voice kind of hurts,
I would just
gotta
really
get
quickly,
you to do a movie trailer, man.
in a world where Sean Carter.
In a world where Sean Carter nukes the X competition.
That's like
2026.
Now, one of the things I would point out is, like, you're seeing like X on our screen, but like it's not our friends, and we're not trashing them, so it's a little different from context that you might have seen on some other places, at the edges of the internet.
Then we have this gentleman from.
Before you read what he wrote, let me just give my impression of what it was.
Okay.
But real quick, can I just throw this in here? That confrontation that you have, that's done with all troops not in the know, ready to draw blood, but the leaders knowing it's a farce. So both leaders are lying to all of their people. So go ahead.
Yeah. So this response is basically, I don't like what you said. I'm going to block you. That's what the guy did.
Okay. Shall I read?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and read.
Okay, cool. Aw, look at that. A butthurt hater comes out of the shadows in a pathetic attempt to ruin something people love once again. LOL. What you tired to do here has been done for every great Trep episode ever. LOL. Begone, hater. You have no power here.
Oh.
And then what happened then, Sean? What happened then?
Oh, and then he just blocked me.
Oh.
I tried to respond, and I was going to point out what was wrong with what I said.
Very controversial.
Like if you took out like my little thing about the white guild and, well, really nothing else, because because the queer baiting. I wasn't saying that to make a joke.
That
because
wasn't
It's-
even
it's-
like
it's
even
true.
Gay
That was
people,
It's just true.
Even the community would get mad at that. Like, you teased us with it. You didn't actually show it. They would get really upset about that. That's exactly what
Also,
queer baiting
like,
is.
by the way, also the fuse is lit. One of those characters is going to die.
Yeah, and then more Klingon tears from no tear ducts will be shed.
The Klingon is black and gay. He will not be the one who dies. It'll be the British guy.
Yeah.
All right, chat. And it keeps going on. Admiral, sir, I do not want to impersonate a superior officer out of fear of corporal
Why not?
punishment.
I'm dressed as a Tachyon Pulse, and he has like twice as many subs as me.
Yeah, but, well, never mind.
Oh, I'm also wearing glasses tonight, like the Tachyon Pulse.
Could I
Hold on a second.
get
Let me
some
do my Tachyon Pulse.
W2 music here?
Hey, look, guys, it's the
his
Tachyon Pulse has joined us.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Jesus.
I've seen some very disturbing. What? Tachyon, fix your microphone. Your last upload, you were like, his last upload, I was mostly agreeing with him when I had to turn it off about 3 minutes in because his USB plug is going, and he had hypersonic feedback going on. It sounded like Jaden.
Yeah,
Jaden, if you guys haven't heard Jaden, sounds like Gene Simmons from Kiss meets the Phantom. I fuck with you not. It's that stupid.
So
I'm
not looking corpsey tonight. I like this lighting.
Yeah, I was gonna say something a little mean about Tachyon, but I no, because
he was a
the
nice
guy's
guy.
A good sport.
I
He's a
enjoyed
nice
it.
Personally
guy.
honorable.
really
If you
nice
want to make
guy.
a joke, if it's not that mean, go ahead. You can.
No.
I'm
I'm not going to. I'm just going off because he said some stuff the other day. It made me want to pull my hair out. But I'm not.
You can do that once in a while. Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about Tachyon's political.
Yeah, he said something. That was just,
I
it was
have
you
warned
know.
our
so
audience.
outrageous.
I have warned our audience. For some reason, Tachyon, who is a nice guy, is obsessed with the politics of a country he doesn't have to live in. And like the thing is, he did do his reading. Like when he talks about the U.S. Constitution, he's citing it correctly and stuff like that. Much like our friend Jaden is citing the Federation Constitution. This is the stupidest document of all time, ladies and gentlemen. They have subsections and chapters for a reason. This is how much they know about law. Paragraph 2468. No, that's the start.
No
Like,
attorney
if you
knows
can't
how
get
to
it
do
done in
that.
5 or 6 paragraphs, you have to start another fucking subsection. It's like paragraph 1, like chapter, like regulation 1, chapter 1, part 1. It is illegal to wear ethnic jewelry at Starfleet Academy. Paragraph 2. Here are the exceptions. Subsection 1, Klingons. If the Klingon is black, he's allowed to wear his ethnic jewelry.
Or Bajoran. Bajoran
Exception number 2, black humans, but not people who are swart, as Tolkien would describe, because we just took Caleb and we just gave him like a whole like haircut and shave, and Jaden came in here looking like a meth head, and now like he looks like he's ready to run for like Val Smoketorian of the Starfleet Academy.
Sean made this post, and some people just happened to see X and said, "Oh, Sean made a really nice statement." So then it got worse.
He was eloquent. And
The great
he
Admiral
wasn't as
Teague.
mean as he could have been.
Could I get some World War II music, please?
Of course. By the way, like at this point, like we're not looking to go after the person, but my comment was like, I would say something on your behalf, but this person blocked me like in 2021.
It's only a little less bad than last week.
And by the way, look, they're flying their communist colors.
Yes. And then the response was from the communists, the son of a bitch. Yeah, no. See ya. Block.
Really quick.
Yep.
Ruby Hoove, thank you for the 1 gift membership from right before we started. I didn't get a chance to mention this out of the gate, and I deeply apologize. We got a lot of people out there Welcome to all of you. Admiral Teague's anti-New Trek rally, where we will get around to the plot of tonight's Star Trek show. Boy, is it ever one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. And believe me, like this is the most fun part of the show, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I guess it is fun to talk about the nuts and bolts of how badly this show keeps rolling and burning, and all of the this was like guilt soup. I was like, thank God I'm Hispanic, and I'm like, well, wait, I'm mostly Spanish, and it's like, I guess this is basically like this episode was made for me. This episode was made to make as a light-skinned Latino from New York, like Rachel Ziegler. I don't assume to speak on behalf of everyone, and I only speak for myself. Okay, because
Radioactive, we've seen this
Radio
channel, sir. We've seen the channel. That's why I'm using the voice that I am to read the response back. It wasn't to be extra mean. I'm just striving for accuracy.
We're not going to drop their link and beat up on them too much, and we're not going to get into it. We don't want anyone to bother them. And this is something we have to deal with. For whatever reason, people are pathetic. We are a tiny little microscopic dot that for week after week after week has pounded away the idea that we could still save Star Trek. For that reason, people like our good friend Ruby Hoove, who we're going to bring the entertainment to tonight, has brought one of you into our family, and I'm really glad to have them here. Let's see who got the free membership. But you know what? A channel is a team.
Oops.
This community. Thank you. That was very inspiring.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. That was for later. But a channel's a team. It works and moves as a team. And we're lucky enough to have you guys with us. I can't see who got the free membership, but sirs and madams,
John DeMarco.
John DeMarco, welcome aboard. Thank you. And Germ has spoken the first words of the night. Congratulations.
Hi, Germ.
I was a little busy leaving a few comments that one of them YouTube X actually let go through.
Oh, nice.
It's that bad.
Yeah,
I don't think X likes you saying lispy Saget.
Okay. Well, so I said then this
Rumble,
episode's issues.
It's not going to happen on Rumble. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. I've been struggling again the whole time to get this thing to take off on Rumble. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. This is why, like, for the most part, like, if Rumble was totally functional, it would have thousands of people watching it all the time. How many shows just can't get off the ground? Like, I had to show several other YouTubers how to do this one. So, I mean, Rumble just tough. There's a lot of you out there on YouTube alone, though. I'm very sorry that there can't be a show on Rumble. The reason why we wanted it on Rumble so badly is so we could use the name that we would have gotten reported for on YouTube, which is the original name of this show was Star Trek Share Your Pain.
So I attempted to do that here. I thought it was a little unfair that they blocked Mr. Carter for a fair and well-reasoned response. So I said, this episode's issues only begin with what Mr. Carter said. Too bad you block instead of debate. Now, folks, this episode is all about debate class. So I said, I guess you didn't watch the episode that closely after all. Ouch. Then we get a I want to be heard, I want to be seen non-debate speech by Gaydon. So then he says that the Federation would do well to listen to us and to speak in our language. So I said you would do well to speak to us normal people, the Klingons, and speak our language.
Stop talking through the voice changer, Jaden. You
I'm
sound
not.
like
Jaden, yeah.
Not
Is this
you.
all an exchange that you had with this person?
Yes. So I said, and I said, this is how the Klingons win the planet. Spoilers. I said, this show sucks. So I declare war. I claim that as spoils. I win. So dude gets nuked about 3 times by me. And then his response, yeah, no, I don't need to debate with stupid. You're not important and my life is just fine without your nonsense. LOL, that's what makes me the real.
Does anybody remember the Ralph Bakshi cartoon? Like I think it was just called Superheroes, but like Diaper Man. I mean, this is Diaper Man. I mean, just an infant.
So I noticed less than an hour ago we have a bonus post from Mr. Fallout Dave, fan of the channel.
Hey,
LOL, your view is obstructed by that you're kissing. Real fans of Star Trek know your always was this way BS is gaslighting cope. Well said, Fallout Dave. The CW cringe trek really is lower than a Spock figure in an empty chair. It's funny to laugh at, but you're an idiot.
Or Doomcock knocked off the air.
Yeah.
Doomcock was beating Strange New World, Starfleet Academy for about 35 minutes until he gave it up. I don't know. He should have just gone for the hour to prove it.
Now
was,
this response
issues. He couldn't help it.
This response feels like AI.
I heard a secret hideout. I heard a bad robot was seen like leaving the back of his home where his cable connects. Is that true?
No,
it dropped
no.
a cable cutter as it went over his fence and was attacked by. It killed an armadillo. Is that true? Is all this stuff true?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe.
Also, I heard that the armadillo was buried according to its tradition. By the way, don't get upset. If I am correct, Doomcock respected the armadillo tradition, in which case would mean he wrapped it up in an old mat and threw it over the fence into his neighbor's yard.
So, of course, Fallout Dave was blocked as well. End of story on that, folks. Like we said, you don't
win on that one.
Yeah, retweets. I think we've gotten enough likes to overlike this guy. You don't need to harass him, but Sean said it best. He insulted you and ran away, which isn't debating, which was what the whole episode was about.
Yeah, he missed the lesson of his episode.
He missed the lesson.
The thing is, I don't see it as an insult. I see it as a fear of talking. It was his own fear and cowardice. So it wasn't an insult. Yeah, just because if you start having a rational, actual debate, like you said, that's what this show was about, kind of. They lose. Because
or if you ask him about something that happened 3 minutes in, because they watch about a minute of it before they check the fuck out.
Yeah, because even the doctor, and we'll get to this in a review.
The doctor was so out of character this week.
There were actually 2 or 3 things that I was like, okay, they got that little bit right in the show. But even he goes, when you I think it was the doctor, he says, when you resort to emotion, you lose the debate. And this guy just, hey, I'm just playing.
So that's when I resorted to emotion.
Yeah.
At that moment, I resorted to emotion, and I said, I spoke these immortal words: another dishonorable New Trek shill without the courage of their record of convictions. God, how I hate the 29th century.
I think that guy smells like apple cider vinegar.
By the way, to which Don Save the Power Rangers responded, the 32nd century. And I was like, I hate that one too.
Yeah.
And by the way, the CW, thank you, by the way, Dave Cable. The CW became one of tonight's, one of tonight's hashtags. That's tonight's hashtag is the CW.
Oh, the CW is loving the Star Trek stuff because they're getting mentioned all the time now.
I mean, I even fired up the CW app on my phone for a little while.
Yeah. JT, was that it with the responses, or did you?
Okay. No, there was.
So
there was.
I would say this. I would just say this to this other YouTuber. Meet me in the Badlands, outside of the old location of Xindi Prime. Okay, meet me in the Delphic Expanse by Xindi Prime. Meet me by the Nebula. Yeah, just you and your ship and me and mine. We'll drop shields and turn on our viewers, salute each other, and then we'll button up and do battle. And that conflict will decide the outcome of the entire war. What do you say, boys?
I like your odds.
I happen to like my odds too. My ship has 2 warp cores. I'm not gonna. I've seen Picard try to refire his warp core one too many times, get stuck with just one. Like, Jordy, put warp core 2 online just in case. Okay.
See, that was actually the blue liquid that Beverly kept in her office all the time. Like Phlox had the paper towels and Crusher had the red and blue vials that never changed.
Yeah, and Data had the Da Vinci like thermometer or whatever you call it in his quarters. That was like for some point was an unknown reason.
No, that was a leave behind that Tasha forgot.
By the way,
a little marital aid there. She left it behind.
Ever since we saw the movies again, it's been stuck in my mind, so we have to mention it every show. Let's just remember that after the events of Star Trek, his erection, Picard impregnates Bev, and she gives birth to New Jack and never talks to Picard again, except for the time they get back together and don't mention it during the events of Star Trek Nemesis, which I guess now happens before Star Trek Insurrection, or maybe for a little while they did reprogram before.
I love that she named Picard's baby after the guy that got in
the guy
her
he got
first.
killed.
Well, no, he named the kid after the guy that got in her first.
Yeah,
right.
It's
but
like,
also, like, that guy was somewhat killed by Picard.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Picard gave the order. And he's like, I remember when Captain Picard came to our house. He had hair.
He had an awful.
He said there were other solutions, but the best thing he could do for his career was to send my dad. So he did. And I understand that now because the Colbert Starburst is fucking awesome.
Oh, man. So
now we have to talk about this dumpster fire instead of real Star Trek.
Well, before we kind of a segue
for
that.
Yeah.
How many producers do we have this week, Admiral Teague?
Okay, here's the thing. They have become very clever, and I'm getting ready to show it to you guys. Now the producer count happens underneath the skip this part tab. So if you try to skip when you're looking at the producers, there's like a gray tab that never goes away on screen on Paramount Plus that says, skip. So now, like, about 2/3 of the producers' names are under where that is, and they spent a lot of time making sure that it fits. So it just like undulates underneath the tab the whole time, and it's really just like weird and disturbing. You can't count, so I think it's 21, possibly 23, based on the amount of undulation that we saw.
Okay, so that's a segue because. We've got a little surprise here that it looks like we've got the audience is kind of reached here. Everyone's in and ready. So are you guys ready to see the treat that I prepared?
I love
Hold
treats.
on 1 second. Let me just put something
So
in
does
the
my cat.
Trek-related folder. Here we go. All right, I just need to put something in its folder, and then I can join you. By the way, guys, the evolution of the background. We improved it this week. We were told not enough gray streaks in the hair for Jet Reno is her name.
Yes.
The character's name is Jet Reno. I call her Commander Toady. She is as dry as the Vulture's Gulch, Arizona. But this was the attempt. I was working on this, trying to make this work all night. Put Keith behind him there. This was one of the worst cast episodes of any show really ever. This was last week, and now this week we've reached this. Okay, so as you can see, it's been really, really hard on Nicotino here, or as we call her, Jet. Our pal Jet with her rainbow pride pin. They shouldn't even be allowed to wear their stupid wish catchers. We appreciate everyone being here. Do me a favor. If you have some hype, sometimes, guys, I've got a problem. I go behind the dumpster and I smoke the hype, okay? I've drained 3 hype torches this week. I burned my lips on the hype pipe. It got so hot from me just torching away. If you have hype, give it to me. Likes and sharing from the browser out to X that we're live really helps. It's like right in the bottom of your YouTube browser. It wakes up the algorithm. Last week's Enterprise show kicked the shit out of last week's New Trek show, which was the good news. 1,200 and going, sirs, last time I checked. We could usually count at about 500. We left the field with about 200 in hand, and we did 1,100 more. That's what I call a high energy performance.
Yeah.
All right. So you have something for us, sir?
Yes, I do. So, we were kind of joking about Big Bird a couple of weeks ago, and it led to some really good jokes about a show we all grew up with. And so in that vein, I thought it would be good to make a children's song about how many producers we have.
Sir, that was so controversial.
So
Sorry.
I'm going to share the screen. So everyone's going to have to mute so we don't get the echo stuff. And let me just share this screen here. And you guys are going to love this. Hold on, don't put it up on the stage yet, Admiral. Okay, now we can. So I bring to you guys a little thing I call the producer parade. So go ahead and oh wait, let me make sure
you control it.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Let me. Okay, volume's on.
When we show parts of the episode, I will show you exactly what they do with the names of the producers. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay. You're all going to shake your heads.
Okay, here we go, guys. Go ahead and we're going to add the stage. Go ahead and mute up, and we'll go for it.
Today's episode of Saving Star Trek is brought to you by the TIG Television Workshop and the letter F.
Gather round, young cadets, for a tale so zany. In Starfleet Academy, producers are many. They craft the adventures with a gleam in their eye. But with this bigger crew, it's a hilarious surprise. There's Alex and Noga and Gaia so bright. Aaron and Kirsten making pronouns just right. Norman and John and Robin with flair. Kenneth and Jenny, a friend to blue hair.
Oh, producers aplenty, a galactic mob. 24 bosses, what a full-time job. They beam up ideas with diversity spread. Starfleet's got more chiefs than stars overhead.
There's Jane and Tommy and Olatin too. Michelle and Gersha, what a busy crew. Ethan and Rod and Trevor in line. Sarah and Frank make inclusion shine.
Oh, producers aplenty, a galactic mob. 24 bosses, what a full-time job. They beam up ideas with diversity spread. Starfleet's got more chiefs than stars overhead.
There's Alex again.
Wait, that's Tom this time.
John and Dana keeping up the line. Jason's the last, but wait, that's 24. How do they all fit through the shuttle door?
So ends our song of the producer parade, with DEI aplenty and everything gay. But next time you watch, just count them all.
Kurtzman's team is the biggest of all.
There we go.
I just thank God there were no Muppets.
Nice.
There.
Nice.
Hope everyone liked that.
There are no Muppets because this bastard killed Grover, ritualized him, skinned him, turned him into a coat, and wore him to the premiere of Starfleet Academy. This is our point of view Klingon. This is Pride Den. Jaden, his name did not make it through the first 3 minutes of the episode. That was a great song. That was great.
Thanks, yeah. I wrote the lyrics.
I was sitting over here clapping. Yeah, it's great.
It's
Yeah,
great.
Suno, I
So
wrote
you
the
know
lyrics, but Suno did that. Then I had AI generate all those images, and yeah, that
Except
took
for
me
the
a while.
Admiral Teague puppet, I created that myself.
Well, I edited that when I put the Adidas jacket on it.
Yes, you changed it to have an Adidas jacket. Mine had a Nike jacket.
So
you promoted me to Tachyon Pulse level.
So I think what I want to do is I want to take this. I want to cut out the beginning, with the Teague part, and just have the song. And I was planning, like, anytime some shill's posting about this stupid show that they love it, I'm just going to upload that video to their post.
That sounds like their real names. The real names of the producers, but I think
it
it's some of the
was.
cast too, right? Yes.
No,
I
looked it up. That was episode's 3 producer list.
They are the
wokey,
wokest, weirdest like names.
Yeah.
This is like not a bunch of names you would ever see in any normal place. These are, let's just face it, this is the farthest thing from a normal writer's room. We have been talking about this for
some previous work, like they're actual writers, producers, but most of them is just bunk crap. I tried to pick the most unflattering pictures of them.
Here's a picture of our hologram. Now, I got her at the perfect moment. She was sucking with her tongue, and then she reached in with her hand, and she pulls off when she came in. And a lot of people have seen this on the internet. If you haven't, you just can. I'm from Jamaica, Queens. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, where Trump and 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj is from that town. She's kind of newsworthy these days. Her of the last full wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl. Didn't she try to tear off Madonna's outfit or something insane like that? It's like, leave grandma alone, please. But this chick, I don't know where
she was
from.
also on stage with 47 the last couple days.
Was she?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. A lot.
They're besties now.
Oh wait, Nicki Minaj.
They got rid of Kanye for being Kanye. And then
by the way, if you're gonna contact people from Jamaica, if you want some who are crazy, who really will do anything, like, who else is from Jamaica is Lamar Odom. I'm sure that he's capable of a few crazy things. Who knows where he picked up that drug habit, sirs?
Jamaica, we got a Star Trek
team. No, but I just this chick outblacks everyone I've ever known, and I've smoked a couple of joints with the Run DMC guys. Like, had I gone to public school, I probably would have graduated or been in high school at the same time with like LL Cool J. If I lived in Long Beach, I would have been in high school at the same time with Cameron Diaz, which would have been pretty fucking cool. But I don't think I would have had eyes for anyone else. But hey, what can I tell you? She's one hot Cuban, and one white Cuban. But this is our hologram. This is what she wears.
Like the white Klingon today.
That, guys, this Klingon story, this family, these people. When Kronos sends us their Klingons, they're not sending their best anymore. They're not
even sending their second best or their third best, or the crew that came in to help out Martok on the Chitang when they were going to go after the
guy
Bemoth.
That played that Klingon, the white Klingon guy, was a decent actor. Like, he wasn't bad in that role. Yeah, I liked his performance.
His pecs were bigger than his gut, which is a rarity on this show. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I mean,
should we start talking about this piece of crap?
Fuck.
Otherwise, we can't put it off for forever, or can we?
We're certainly trying. This is like when you have the big school project and you're just like, okay, well, my room needs to be cleaned and go do some chores outside.
I've screwed up the analogy. What I wanted to do here was be able to show it on screen, but because of the way I've sort of integrated into the stuff here, I need a second to get rid of it and then like reacquire it. I don't know how else to put it.
So while you're doing that,
ladies and gentlemen,
while you're doing that, I just wanted to mention the episode name, the title.
Oh, whenever it's in Latin, it's all extra bad.
Vox in excelso.
Shouldn't that mean an excellent voice?
No, a voice on high. Now, Vox.
That makes sense. A voice in Celso means high pitched. I mean, you're not
Vox
getting
in
any.
excelso, no voice on high, like an exalted voice. Okay. So Vox in excelso, you guys ready for this? Was actually a papal bull issued by Pope Clement V on the 22nd of March, 1312. It formally dissolved the Order of the Knights Templar. Yep. Sorry, just got a page for work. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that.
Hopefully it's
Admiral
not too
Teague,
important.
incoming super chat.
Hey, hello, hi. Thank you very much, Radioactive. We got Kronos at Tanagra when the dilithium failed for a wonderful $2, 2 Greenlandian greenbacks.
Well, actually, Admiral, if you're going to pronounce it the way they do in the show, you'd say Kronos.
Yeah,
and
what's up with
Kalesh.
that? Yeah, like
There's
our
like 3 or
Klingon has
4
a
ways of pronouncing that.
Our
By the
Klingon
way,
has
on
a
the show.
lisp. Yeah, it's inconsistent throughout the show.
Buy
and you
it.
know what?
Okay, the dialects change over 1,000 years.
No, they
but,
don't.
yeah.
No, give me a
they
fucking
don't.
break. We have historical records, and you know what? Like, we are the audience. It's not supposed to change that much, so we don't almost. So that we're left like thinking it's like that would be like if we called them Seabach. We'd be like,
I
where?
only
Huh?
say that because there's so
Or
much
Civic.
to criticize on this show. We don't even need to.
It's
That's
in
a
my
little
notes,
thing.
Sean. We can talk about that when we get to it in the
Man
in
killed
the
Grover.
show.
This
But I
man
did
killed
want to point out
Grover.
that I
Jesse
thought
Smollett here killed Grover.
No,
Thank
he
you,
fucked
Radioactive.
I definitely thought that because they're referencing a papal bull from 1312 that formally dissolved the Order of the Knights Templar, maybe we were going to get some type of knight in shining armor or virtual or virtuous theme here. You know where I'm going with this, Admiral, where I'm like,
Well,
okay, maybe yeah, it has nothing to do with anything that had to do with that. I mean, it just absolutely nothing. So
Really quick,
F them for naming it that already.
This is a good moment for me to just say hi to everybody who seems to be here. Hello to Michelle Fairy Tales. Hello to the Peter Vickman fan site. Hello, my friend who always retweets my tweets. Thank you so much. Well, the promotional ones. Thank you so much. Gavin Blackburn is here. Hey, Blackie, how you been, boy? John the Beagle Dad is here. We've got Jason Love, Radioactive. We have JT both here and in the chat. We have Ray Lucard. We have the Dead Man. I didn't have a chance to watch your show earlier, but the Grateful Trekker was on earlier. He had his Red Hour stream. Check that one out when you get a chance. And hello to everyone else who's going to come through later and who might not be here. Hello, Jake3938. Yeah, we love Rumble too, but it's just like it doesn't seem to love me.
He does
not love
try
me.
it every time.
It's not the most effort. It's not the most technically easy thing to do, especially splitting that stream. They cut. Yeah, you know what, Gavin? What was ours before will be ours again. We're almost, guys. Is it an episode called "The Year of Hell"? Right. This is going to be in 2026. I'm sorry to say this, but it's 1/12 over. But just like the 12 tribes in the desert, we must all endure 12 months during the Trek fan diaspora. Okay? It's just, I don't know what else to tell you. I can tell you that help seems to be on the way. Trek culture has started to express interest in it. The Captain Archer prequel show, as it was called by Doomcock when he made his video like 4 or 5 hours.
Is putting an interest in it?
Trek Culture had Sussman on last month. That'll all be in the update coming out. I think the noise no, they are CBS, my friend, and they will be there no matter what because they're also Yellowstone culture and they're also 1923 culture and they are NCIS culture and they'll be fine. All that, like on the other stuff they do, some of the people are different, but Trek culture, if you look very closely at their banner, it says a subsidiary of CBS. Yeah. Now that changes sometimes given on how daring they feel about their interpretation of the laws in any given place. But for a while there, it was clearly labeled. So unless they've been spun off and given new people, here's the thing I would point out. When you watch Trek culture, the 20 and 30-second long cuts from the show that will get you as a YouTuber nuked for playing their video. You can play a few. You know what? Like they get away with it because they're access. Also, it's like I'm a decent like size track YouTuber now, specific just to that niche. You're not going to see me being able to get Anson Mount on here. Not at least until the end of next year when he finds out that this has destroyed his career. Then he'll probably be part of the panel for new Trek shows. He'll be Anson, how you doing? And he'll be like, I am so glad that they let me stop putting Viagra in my hair, sirs.
I mean, look, I hope that's not the case, right? I really hope that's not the case for him.
Have done serious career damage. Although Anson Mount had good work beforehand, how any of these?
He'll
listen,
be fine.
I would say this: if you have one political party you particularly hate and you want to see it go away forever, just put Alex Kurtzman in charge of their publicity for about a year. And hello to who have I missed here? Let me see if anyone's come in. If you're here coming through later and I miss you, I apologize. And hello to everyone.
Admiral, I just wanted
the doctor
to say,
is deeply out of character. Let's put Grover's murderer backstage where he belongs.
Peter Venkman Fansite has been on point this evening in the chat. I just wanted to point that out. He's,
she always
doing some great stuff. Oh, and Michelle is Ferry as well. Yes.
Welcome all. All right. Now, listen. There's a thing in life called a shit sandwich, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to enjoy one together. I don't know how else to put this to you, but I mean, it's enormously sad. It's very, very sad and very, very bad. And here we go. All right. So listen, I've already taken out some of the pain. Oh no, my plan has failed so terribly. Now I can jockey the controls, and you can see the complete and utter failure of YouTube there.
Yeah.
This is the thing they do with their producer names. They stick them underneath something that's not going away.
You want to full screen that or make it?
I can't full screen it and still control it the way it's set up.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait, I can hide that.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
There you go.
Just took me a minute. The hide was written so small. All right, guys. So this is what they want to spend their money on. 60 years of Star Trek. Okay. So they're going to show it. Okay. They're going to show it to you like this. Now, remember, these people have said that, like, they're looking for ways to, start. It's not about Star Trek. We don't want money, as they would say. Where we come from, there is no money. But I would point out that there was plenty of money there before these fucking people got there, kept it all for themselves, and devalued the shit out of our beloved Star Trek. This is what they're about showing you. Okay, now we're going to taste the rainbow. So far, so good, but it's really cheap. It's low effort rendering. And it's not, it's very low energy.
The real thing on this is this first 10 seconds after this stupid intro actually wasn't bad.
This is the
way
best
the nebula looks.
Horrible thing that they did.
Yeah, they needed this intro is far too long. First of all,
well, this is done like a prawn movie, guys. They're burning runtime every single way they can. Every single way they can. So as you can see, it's not in any chronological order. It's in the order we saw them in, which means I feel so bad for the people on the NX-01 because they're going to morph into the Disgracery.
Yeah.
Which morphs back into a worser, gayer Enterprise. And we are just tasting the rainbow here as we turn into the USS Dreamcatcher, the Athena.
Yeah.
I had never known how little I need her. And there we go. Star Trek. What an embarrassing goddamn fucking disgrace. And then the Dorito is the one that comes towards you at the end from Lower Deck. What garbage. What just absolute garbage. Let's get your comments on screen. This is bad stuff. All right. So here we go.
So I think you might
still have Windows, by the way.
A little bit on the cut. Did you? If you hit play from there.
What do we?
I just want to see the nebula. I just want to show a still.
Oh,
of the
okay,
nebula.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
really brief.
It is. And I hated that part.
Yeah, that made me angry. They're trying to tease like first contact, but they're using the Klingon writing. It's like every cheap trick. It's like, by the way, like I gotta give it up to the production people. Like the last people to see this piece of garbage who did the special effects and the character generation thought harder and worked harder on it than anyone else and put more effort into it.
Yeah.
The beginning is I don't like it, but it was what they were told to do. It's the least horrible version of it. So here's our nebula. It's all right.
Right there.
By the way, the reason why it's all right is it's actual footage from NASA.
Oh, is it? Seriously?
I believe it's the same footage that I used from the it's not the Hubble telescope. What's the other one called? The one that's like outside of the atmosphere, it's even higher up.
The Trump
Galileo?
telescope? The Trump
That's
telescope.
Right. Trump.
Yeah.
This is from the Trump Space Telescope. No, I think this is from the NASA feed. If not, I think they took pieces of it and just combined them together. It looks exactly
really
like it.
The nebula itself looks beautiful. And then this is where it starts to kind of go downhill. But the opening on that, I was like, okay.
Neural Derp could handle everything they did, but you're right. It's not too terrible.
Yeah.
I'm back. Are we still talking about the show?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry, Sean.
Fuck.
We just got through the nebula. Now, I have a question
by the way,
for Germ.
The show won't back off on this, guys, really quick. We don't have view screens anymore. We have a windshield. And this is now the 32nd century. Back when Archer was in charge, we had a view screen, but now not so much. I want a big, beautiful view screen on the wall of the ship. This is ridiculous.
I have a question here for Germ. Germ?
Yes.
What were your thoughts or what emotions were evoked by the introductory monologue by Captain Principal here?
Oh,
the cleanest way for me to get a shotgun shell through my skull.
I see.
I have a actually I can read the script from that part. JT. Here's what it was.
Okay. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
It did. Holly Hunter never had problems being understood or hearing direction until this show. This show, it's one take, kids. Sometimes she gets it right, sometimes she doesn't. And I think maybe grandma smoked and she can't get implants, so she has dentures, and I just think they slip.
And the dead man brings up a good point. I didn't even really want to entertain because it was so dumb. And there's just too much other dumb. But he brings up a good point.
Nebula was once a star, and we could never have had this beautiful nebula if not for the star, with all the people living on the planet. And of course, it destroyed them because we shouldn't go to Mars.
But it goes nebula, star, black hole.
Yeah, it's the other way around. Unless this was the Genesis Nebula.
No. The Death Star blew up.
It's a Death Star 1.
It blew up the star into a million pieces. Then it turned into a nebula.
Only someone like George Lucas would invent a weapon like the Death Star. In Star Trek, we have one that's exactly like it, but it cleans up after itself. Like after the Doomsday device destroys your planet, it goes into space Roomba mode and just cleans up the mess. You gotta love it.
True. And I have a Doomsday device, courtesy of Mark D with a C, next to my Space Nine up there on the shelf.
He said he was going to mail it. Mark.
Oh, I hear a challenge. I might need
if
one
you're
to
out
go
there.
with my Enterprise. To go with my constellation, rather.
Yeah.
Then the beauty of that though is I can just go meet him.
Yeah.
He's not that far away, and I can go to like 3 towns away and try to go Keith Richards spotting again, because Keith lives in Connecticut too. All right, so yeah, the nebula is not a dead star. What can I say? I'll use the words that JJ loves to use. Star Trek Academy is not a science lesson. So here she is. Jennifer Aniston drank out of that false grail.
Note on this. It's 2026, current year. We've had HD TV in 4K as well for a long time. Run a comb or run a brush through your only actor on the screen's hair while you're doing this scene.
There's something really weird going on with their impression of how women don't need to be groomed at all. There's something been going on since Strange New World season 3. In season 3, we see Captain just woke up, like the least woke person because she had been asleep moments before. Now, believe me, she's a real wokey woke, and she's an emotional Klingon, an emotional Vulcan, as they all are.
Captain just woke up.
Remember her with the bedhead, and she had like Ron Wood's hair. Like, there's some sort of weird Rolling Stones like dynamic. It's everything that Alex Kurtzman went through while he had that like brief like period of addiction and being gay in his dorm room, is my opinion.
Sure.
Like in 1991 when he went to too many clubs. Straight. You said it. Hey, Headcase, welcome to the show,
that's
sir.
What I
it's
heard.
good to see you. Well, you know what? We would have to ask his wife because she's the one who answers questions for him at press availabilities. It's crazy. When we saw the premiere of Strange New Worlds, they greeted her first, and then like he waited for her to have her say before he leaned in, and he always sets it up like he says he hates Trump. He is more controlling of the media and more controlling of the questions than any like thing that has ever been even intimated about Trump. And what's funny is he writes his own questions and he always acts like it's the fake media asking him a gotcha, but it's his own actor. So like ANuHhope is like, can you tell us about the show? And he's like, I can't tell details to the press. Like, and he's like all nasty and catty about it. I fucking hate it. Here's the thing, Grandma. You had blonde hair. You had like dark hair. She's going for a blonde hair aesthetic. She has gray hair. We can be sure it's complete. Like, and the carpet matches the drapes unless like female pattern baldness has gone into effect down there. It's just she's really, really old, and like she's gone with light colored hair. Which okay, I get it. It wasn't her natural coloring when she was young, but it's a natural hair color. It could have been worse. It could have been pink, right? The thing is, all of these things beat the shit out of your hair, so maybe it can't be fixed.
Right.
It basically
thins it and kills
and
it
I have
off.
my share of that.
You got to regrow it, and it's going to take her forever to regrow it.
She has dead goat hair. Okay, I have I have the hair of a sickened goat. The goat is my hair is of a goat who might still recover. Okay, she's got dead goat hair. She's got gray hair. She's bleached the fuck out of it. And then they've had their terrible people work on it. And plus, like, they have this spitefulness about the way they present women on screen. In my opinion, this is an enormously misogynistic show, okay? Okay, this show is very, very misogynistic, and I think it's fucking disgusting because what they do is they take this woman and she couldn't look worse, and they could clean her up. And by the way, I would point out, it dawned on me today, Starfleet uniforms have not changed in like 850 years because these are the uniforms they're wearing in Star Trek Discovery.
She needs to do the Picard maneuver.
She needs to do the Riker maneuver and maybe
I'm saying
sit down a little less insanely.
Pull it down and pull it down and taut in the front. It's bunching up. She needs to do the Picard maneuver.
She's an older lady. If she wants to have longer hair, she can. But like, she's also like a military commander who's on the bridge right now. It's like maybe when your hair looks that bad, just like who was commanding with a ponytail? George Washington. If he could pull it off, maybe go with that one. Just
why couldn't she walk through the magic haircut machine though?
And Aunt Kathy never had a problem in 7 seasons on Voyager looking like this. Never,
we all know
not once.
For an absolute fact that there is like conditioners and smoothers. They could have made her hair look less crazy, but there's like a spitefulness to this show. So it looks like what they did was they're like, Holly, remember that like weekend where you did so much cocaine and you woke up with the bass player from Motley Crue? It was the guitar player. I was really drunk. Oh, God. Well, yeah, we're going to give you the kind of hair you had that weekend again. Remember that fun weekend back in 1982? I made a lot of mistakes that year. Yeah. We're going to do that with your hair. I still have a white snake jacket. Yeah. We don't need to hear about that. Just come on, Grandma. Put in the dentures. Yeah. You remember Motley Crue. Yeah.
And this-
Hold
There's a
on,
picture
hold
of
on,
Vince
you
Neil
guys.
on the
I need to
wall.
call something out. I need to call out the dead man. She looks like Kurt
Ouch.
Cobain right now.
She looks like the Crypt Keeper. Come on.
Now, there's so many better ways you could do it, but that just shows a lack of detail and attention or care by 24 producers and the whole director staff. Come on.
All right.
That's why we're bringing it up. Anyway, we got to get past the first 30
Here
seconds
we-
of this
yeah,
fucking thing.
Here we have
Okay.
Robert Discardo wearing a jacket that makes him look like the head waiter. Don't think too deeply on it. I mean what I say by that. And he's talking to this guy, and that guy's got a great cranium, and he's from Saru species, and we'll see. He's like our one alien in the scene, and also like if that's a male version of that alien, I guess that means that we got our representation. Because like we had to cancel out the toxicity of the Doctor by having the requisite 3-to-1 female to male, and we just like we fucked up the shot. It was like we put like too many males in there, or like somebody didn't make their call, or we goddamn it, like a female like makeup person made the makeup, so we're gonna put this person on screen. So we've got a hologram.
His line, by the way.
All humans in this picture are female. Yeah, he does.
Ricardo forgot his line, so it doesn't even make sense, and he stumbles on it on the part that he forgets.
And he
curses. He says, with the first link, the chain is forged. The first speech censured. The first thought forbidden us all irrevocably. That makes no sense. The first thought forbidden us all irrevocably.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Here's what it should say. This is Judge
Wasn't
Aaron's
there a weird
key.
pause after irrevocably, and then he goes changes, right? Because like each link forged, and then it's like end of sentence, irrevocably changing our world. It's something like that.
But he
right?
stumbles
It was the start
on it.
of a new sentence.
He realizes he said forbidden in the wrong spot, and so he like stumbles on it awkwardly, and he's not looking at the camera all the way, but you can tell on his face that he knows he effed up the line, and they took this take anyway. What it should say is Judge.
By the way, my impression is when he's pausing and he starts to scowl and continues, it's because he's seeing them waving him on, and he's like, "This is not a usable take."
Right.
But yet he's still defending this fucking show.
Judge Aaron Satie said, with the first link, the chain is forged. The first speech censured. The first thought forbidden. The first freedom denied. Chains us all irrevocably. He forgot the first freedom denied. And chains us.
Yeah, it just made no sense.
Well, freedom is a dirty word to these people, so they weren't going to allow him to essentially cuss on television.
Sean well, no, they're gonna let him cuss for this basic cable show. They curse like crazy. It's just like he says like 3 curses in a row after this. But Sean had thought maybe they didn't want to pay the guy a royalty too.
Yeah, Jerry Taylor was the writer of the Drumhead, and my theory is they didn't want to give him or her. I think Jerry Taylor is a female. I don't think they want to give her writing credit.
That is also possible, but like this did like here's the thing, they are absolutely cheap enough to bear out Sean's hypothesis. It's just that like when you do watch it, it is just a garbled mess, and then he gets command of what's going on late in the scene and finishes it off acceptably after his line where he's like, I don't know, what does he say, like you better be ready to like pick the peanuts out of like monkey shit or something stupid like that. I mean, it's the worst Kurtzman cursing, and it's terrible.
So, Admiral, I actually have a response from Admiral Satie from the Drumhead. If I could get patent music on low, if anyone could.
We're talking about Hercules. We're talking about Spartacus's girlfriend. I got it, Sean. I'm on it.
Okay.
Admiral Satie. How dare you? You who consort with Romulans invoke my father's name to support your traitorous arguments. It is an offense to everything I hold dear. And to hear those words used to support the United Federation of Planets, Gene Roddenberry was a great man. His name stands for integrity and principle. You dirty his name when you speak it. He loves Star Trek, but you, Alex Kurtzman, corrupt it. You undermine our very way of life. I will expose you for what you are. I've brought down bigger men than you, Kurtzman. Finn.
Isn't the
Way to
line
go.
down on bigger men than you?
Well, I mean, she went down on Spartacus. I'll just say, like, my response to that speech would be,
yeah. Okay, for 50 bonus points, Admiral Teague, what was the name of the admiral that walked out on that scene?
that's where I've got you. I am Hispanic, and all Hispanic people have a hive mind. Admiral Mendez.
No.
Oh, it was a black guy. That's why I couldn't read his mind.
Yeah, but he had a very iconic name.
We're both descendants of Thomas Jefferson. It was Admiral Jefferson.
No, but you had the first name right.
Admiral Thomas.
Thomas what?
Edison?
Kincaid?
Henry.
Thomas Henry.
That was Admiral Thomas Henry that walked out on that speech.
That was, by the way, that actor didn't have any lines in that episode, but he had like one line. It's like, not inclined to, I'm not inclined to sit through this kind of thing, Picard.
He had no lines, and I think that was a brilliant writing choice that they did that. They
saved the money, but that guy.
Picard reads a communique from him, but it's not his voice.
Right.
Yeah,
that actor, they saved a lot of money on that move, but like, can you imagine the casting process? It's like, we saw you last week on the America's Funniest Home Videos, and the way you walked across that stage and handed the videotape to Bob before at the beginning of the show, you can really walk with power. We need you to stand up and walk out of the room just like you did when you. I don't know what the hell. Like, how do you cast that?
He walked. You know the way he walked out on that scene. I don't want to knock that episode because it's so good. The way he just gets up and walks out like super straight backed. It's like he had diarrhea. And if he was gonna move any differently, he was like squeezing really tight.
Oh, the Metamucil kicked it at once. Yeah.
Yeah. The way he walks out is like. Go back and watch it. It's exactly the walk.
Yeah, we know that wasn't the case.
I've done that walk.
I don't think that was the case because we know that at Star Trek they had no food. If you wanted lunch, you had to jump over the fence and steal food from Cheers.
Yeah.
All right, so listen.
Anyway,
in a room
folks,
full of about 400 people, while the CEO of a company was talking, I had to get up right in the middle of the CEO's speech and make a beeline for the door.
Oh, no.
Everyone in there knew why I was leaving, because why else would you?
Oh, I was going to say because I was wearing a white leisure suit.
Yeah, I didn't go back to the meeting. I just went to my desk and worked.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably the best idea. Like, you'll get the minutes later. It's like,
folks, thank you, Admiral. Thank you for letting me read Admiral Satie's words. I only had to change 2 names, and it was perfect.
So, by the way, this is what's going to happen. We're going to have a debate here. We're going to have a debate class. Robert Picardo is going to have a little more of a presence in this one, and we're going to pull back from the people that this show is more or less about, which is like horseshoe head lesbian and Keith Richards' female counterpart, Jet Reno. Those are the people the show's about. This week, our focus is a little more on Holly Hunter and sexy time with great grandma, great Gam Gam. It was just cringe as when Cloris Leachman wanted to have like group sex in Beer Fest. I have had plenty of things shoved up my ass in my time. I got over it. So feel you. Cloris Leachman was Mel Brooks's wife. She was funny. Anyway, so they're going to have a debate club, and this guy, like, they use a voice changer. But you hear the actor, he talks like this too. It's like Mike Tyson. He's got Mike Tyson voice. And like when this guy talks, it's like he stands up and he's like, I become uncomfortable when I have to speak in public. And his friend's like, yo, bro, I got your back here. And then like
you have tribal member there. If you go back another 10. There you go. This gentleman right here on the right, who also wears glasses.
Yeah, look, it's JJ. He represents JJ.
The line from the doctor, speech and debate is not for the chicken shit. Okay, thank you, Star Trek. Then the doctor this guy says, "Are you allowed to, be an asshole like this?" And the doctor says, "You know what? I've existed longer than your entire lineage."
Which was fucked up because if we go back far enough, we're all descended from like a few lucky protozoa that were snot on an asteroid, according to science, or the common ancestor in creationism. However you want to look at this one, there is no way a human construct is older than the lineage of an organic being. His lineage, as failed as this soy loser is in their iteration of Star Trek, has failed and as much of a loser as this character is, and as much as he is taking a pledge not to pass on his DNA, and we're all glad about that in this Star Trek show. His lineage goes back, even his loser parents managed to have sex and create him. Okay, it's a direct link in a chain. As soon as the first link is forged, what is the doctor except the latest form of this guy's ancestors sticking sticks down a fucking termite hill to get a meal? He's a tool, a construct of biology. Right. So he says he precedes biological life in a stupid ass fucking line.
Yes. Stupid Trek, folks.
By cursing.
Alex Kurtzman. What a joy to watch. What a joy to watch.
This guy here looks like I imagined the dude that blocked me looks like.
Yes, this is exactly how I pictured him too.
One on the right or the one on the left?
The one on the right, the guy that was the snowflake that
the one on the right is a woman. On the left is a woman.
Oh, okay.
You sure about that?
They're both
sure about that?
No, there's two men
sure
in
about
picture
that?
because behind her is an absolute male, and so that would make two. And so look, we're out of cadence here. We have 2 men and only 1 woman. That has never happened in the history of New Trek, and I'm willing to bet my reputation as a producer counter on this one. But you know what? If you're looking back here, we have a female here. We're guessing this is a female, and then we have our male, and then we have our other male. And so we break the rule here. We go 50-50. It's 1 for 1. This is the most representation you're going to get. And then we ask the Klingon, if he has the courage of his convictions to talk about stuff. And we find out that when it's time to have a simple debate, this guy from this warrior race has a fucking total meltdown, and it's a case for Vagisil.
I also find it funny that Gaiden says Klingons do not do game. Okay.
What the fuck is Worf doing in the holodeck training with Skeletor all the time? Then?
Right.
Or the games he was playing with the kids on that Romulan encampment.
The doctor says, before you were a twinkle in your father's pants. Okay. He also says, I debated myself into existence. I think
arguably true, debatably true, because they're talking about him getting Captain Janeway to stop. Remember, for a while there, she was resetting his program every day so he wouldn't grow and wouldn't feel any guilt.
No, he came into existence when the holographic designer out there in the Sol system, his mentor that he met, who won the Daystrom Prize for holographics or holography, made him. They hit copy on their hard drive and paste onto Voyager's hard drive, and that's when the Doctor started to exist. He didn't debate shit. They tried to be all special about it. No, he existed before then.
His sentient, right.
Bobby right now.
He never
really poor. Yeah,
he never in a way debated himself into existence. If anything, somebody said the Doctor and the Voyager and the Caretaker before he was deleted in the trip to the Delta Quadrant. He said, "Computer, activate the emergency medical hologram." That's the first time he was ever turned on. So that's when he existed. So the other Doctor technically spoke him into existence. There was no debating myself into existence. They thought this was I think, therefore I am. No.
I thought the Doctor had a tenuous claim to that because, I mean, Here's the thing, though. I never thought that they would be so stupid as to pass up on having this be the living witness doctor, or having the living witness doctor integrate into the original doctor, double his amount of time and experience being like out there, right? Because the living witness doctor gets reactivated 700 years later. He's like, he's out. He's like two light years from home. He's almost home.
Right.
You could have just put him in the show.
In this funny part right here, I say funny because it's ironic. The debate starts, and at one point, it's like the second or third of his idiot classmates that he just nukes from orbit in the debate. He pulls out a "facts don't care about your feelings" line, which is a quote from Ben Shapiro.
To be based.
So last week they ripped off of Jordan Peterson. This week they ripped off of Ben Shapiro. So I don't think they're doing what they think they're doing. I don't
think it's ripping it off. I think it's kind of like a reverse homage, because like the bad guy has spoken those lines, or someone doing something dishonorable has spoken those lines.
That could very well be possible.
You know, if I take like the most innocent line, like Orson Welles' well-known, "I will sell no wine before it's time." Right? If I walk into a room, if I have my character, my Star Trek character, walk into a room with a family like eating, like at the beginning of section 31, and he burns them all down with his phaser, and then like as their smoking bodies are on like the floor, the last like one, because I think it's they start by deleting the kid. Before he snuffs the kid, like when the kid goes to cry for mercy, he just if I just have my character say, "I'll sell no wine before it's time," and blow that thing away, like suddenly it's got a new context, and it's changed forever. And that's what they're doing with our Star Trek here. They're changing it forever. And by the way, this just shows Alex Kurtzman's parents had to help him out. So, sir, I see Grimlon. I almost called him Grimlon. Grimlon! Oh, sir.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
I couldn't find the button. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I want to thank Crimon for gifting 10 memberships to our amazing community. And let's see who got them. They're going out now. Kristen Grant, 6970. Kazume, Orville Nation. Welcome aboard, PJ. Mike Damone, 9259. Phantom Outsider, Dante 5009, and PCAT. Hey, PCAT, what's going on, my man? PCAT from Mr. Brown's Alliance. Great show.
Very nice.
And you know what? We usually call people our friends, but just because of the name of their show, our allies, our Star Trek allies, and our friends over at Mr. Brown's. They're both allies and friends. We like Mr. Brown. And what I like the most is he brings 1 million people to YouTube to talk about Star Trek, and his show ends like a half an hour to an hour before ours. It's perfect. If you like Mr. Brown, check out Admiral Teague. Like they say, come for the veal, stay for the freak. You know what? We have this stupid thing here where, again, Alex Kurtzman is so stuck in college.
The donkey show.
That's afterwards, guys, on Rumble only. Yeah. Yeah, you've been thinking about joining my locals. Does a donkey show every Friday. Okay, so at Starfleet Academy, this quickly, Alex Kurtzman does not understand college, does not understand going to class, and does not understand the concept of symposium or debate. He tries to roll out all these things here, and it's so poorly done that the only thing I could think of was, did they have to like grind this shot later together with CGI because main character doesn't have any fucking fingers?
Shit. You sure they're not just folded under?
What?
No, if they are, it's the bias of the green screen behind him seems to have pulled his fingers away. Guys, I'm going to give you the best look I can.
What the
that right hand? What is wrong with his right hand?
This is brought to you by Crimlon. It's Will Smith eating spaghetti from 3 years ago. It's not there. They have CGI, but it's not there. They had a show to present. It had problems. They're like, no one noticed the hand. Look at it. You can see where it cuts off. You can see the cut off.
For those that might be listening,
sirs and madams,
screen where like a chunk of someone's body just gets hidden by the green screen. That's what's happening.
Like when we turn on our green screen, like when we turn on our StreamYard's green screen, Like if I lean forward and the light reflects off my hair, part of my head disappears for a minute.
Right.
Like that, and you can see like the star field through my brain, which probably is realistic anyway. Let's face it. But first of all, thank you, Krimon, very much. I very much appreciate it. But thanks to you, we get to see this glorious Kurtzman, you glorious bastard. I watched your show, and I'm very scarred from it.
It hailed to Mr. Angel real quick. Good to see him.
Mr. Angel is the best. We love Mr.
A good friend of ours. So.
Mr. Angel was key in the early investigation into who was botting our channel and was able to help us narrow the parameters a little bit and tell us a few things that led to some better research. So we always love Mr. Angel. Yes. He was able to eliminate some possibilities out of hand, and he's a great fucking guy. We love you, Mr. Angel, sir. We hope that we can be entertaining for you, although we only have Starfleet Academy to work with. For those of you who have real good vision, we're going to leave it up here for one more second, and then we'll move on. As you can see, during this debate, the student here his hand has been morphed away by the green screen effect. Okay, it's very low energy, and I mean, maybe if it was the hologram, we could say okay, but I mean, at this point, we need to have comm badges that have cell phone readouts on them that say how many bars of energy this script has left. This thing is like a bad phone that you leave on the charger all day. You can send like 3 text messages and it dies. It just dies.
So,
all right.
A couple other observations I had. Main character somehow is memorized. So they have a topic that they're supposed to debate one after another in this line, and you get the female.
Debate is so fucking retarded. They do not understand debates at all. Paragraph 2384.
Yeah. So the debate between the female that's front line in front of the hologram here. I forget her name because nobody knows her name. They have to argue that Starfleet Academy should be moved to the moon.
Her name is Sam.
No, that's the hologram. One in front of the hologram.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that is Genesis Leith.
Genesis. Okay. I was going to call her.
Yeah, I don't want you to tell me anything at all about the character.
I was going to call her like Destiny or something. You know, somebody like
Genesis, a proposal of Paramount Entertainment. We get an overrated, under delivering, under attractive actress who has no discernible female features, and we make her our TNA girl on our show.
Right.
Genesis allowed is not.
Yeah, you know what? When one considers the galactic problems of population and food distribution, it's just another case why we should like not bother with Project Genesis.
Admiral?
It's like 3 peanuts a week. Yes, sir.
Genesis is forbidden.
Planet forbidden.
Well, no, Genesis is forbidden.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You have been redacted, sir.
I have. The tapes were released on Rumble one day. Don't worry about it.
At this point, I grabbed my Rumble remote. By the way, I grabbed my my Roku remote, and I hit the button on it that turns on the microphone, and I said, "Television, destruct, code TEAG11A," and called Sean to have him confirm so they can blow up my television, because that's how I was feeling at this moment. Look at his other hand isn't so great either.
Sir, Admiral.
Yeah.
Michelle Fairy Tales is taking off.
Michelle, it's been great to see you. Thank you. I've got to go. As always, it was fun being here in the chat. Thank you so much. Better than the show. This is so much better than the show itself. You know what? Come back tomorrow and check it out. We'll have the ending for you. And we get this in under 3 hours. So we're halfway done, even though we were 10% of the way into the show. And RRTN said, Welshie, thank you so much. We need to play this for Welshie. Here we go.
Admiral Teague, please stop using copyrighted material.
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean. Copyright enforcement officer outside my house. Swallow 1,000 copyright shares. Pure anti-proton, Sean. Absolutely pure.
It, though? Did you?
No.
Doesn't anyone see that this is wrong?
She was attacked by what appears to be essentially a robot.
It's okay if you didn't actually trademark it. You can just say you did.
Yeah. Oh,
Can't stay too long, but Will DM the Admiral on X saw a meme that had me laughing my fucking ass off. Hope you share. SFA is retarded. Aaron Spelling, Star Trek. Aaron Spelling would never make these kind of mistakes. The 90210 characters arced. They arced. Andrea had an arc. She lived in East Bev, and she was going to West Bev High School, so she pretended to live with her grandma, and the school went there and found out when she was in her senior year. And, like, I think we all suffered along with Gabriella Carteris, who was playing a high school student at the same time that she was playing a high school guidance counselor in classic Winona Ryder movie where she looks really hot. Welcome home, Roxy Carmichael, which is not a very good movie. Watch it to see how hot she is. That's it.
All right. We should kill this first debate. The other thing is something that Admiral was talking about.
Don't wait for the translation, Mr. Mir.
He brings out when they argue about the Starfleet Academy should be really relocated to the moon. Main character brings out like 20 regulations from like subsection A, paragraph 32B from, you know, and I was like, bullshit, dude. Nobody can do that.
If I remember offhand, I don't have the exact number.
Because debate was required when you're in prison. You know, debate.
That's what he said.
You need. Yeah, he literally said, "Oh, it's just another way to fight."
And which almost makes sense, but it was too much of a superpower because he goes like this. He says, like, how do you remember all those regulations? He goes, in jail, you need to know things. I'm like, in jail, you need to know to put your hands like behind your head while you're on your knees and walk on the painted line, not off of it, and like to respect the CO or get beat down. Like, that's what I mean, you know, like you do not need to know the power requirements of like a Federation Class 2 military facility because it was the war college they wanted to put on the moon. They said it was a potential military base. And it's like, oh my God, like in Starfleet Academy, our best and brightest want coal miners to be, they want coal miners to serve as soldiers. Drop the coal.
It makes no sense why a kid that grew up the way he did would know all that, and especially he hated Starfleet. Why would he want to learn all the rules? It would make sense if he was some child prodigy or something and he'd been wanting to go into Starfleet his whole life and just dedicated his special memory to it. But
this occurs to me. I'm going to ask a question to my panel. You know, this is only occurring to me now, and audience, forgive me if this sounds untoward, but the people we're talking about, would we agree just like, let's just get some so say we all to establish this. These are very petty people and writers. So say we all?
So say we all.
Yep.
This is one of the pettiest group of people we've ever come across at premieres and at every opportunity. They're extremely petty, and they keep trying to tell us that we are wrong. So say we all?
So say we all.
So say we all.
These people could not pour piss out of a boot with instructions written under the heel. So say we all?
False.
So say we all. All right, listen. These are the worst fucking writers. The Doctor is wearing the worst iteration of the Star Trek uniform, and we are totally being trolled. So I ask you this, and as it occurs to me now, is the reason why main character knows everything and learned it in jail. I dig it. A man named Gary Beekler. Is this about Gary Beekler?
Needs, says that when you're struggling to even eat in jail, the first thing you need to learn is how to debate.
Yes.
Is that why he has the same skills as Nerdrotic, aka Gary Beekler? Is this a dig at Nerdrotic? Did he learn everything and have a photographic memory from being in jail? Because like Nerdrotic remembers every single syllable of Lord of the Rings. I don't think it would occur to him. He might be too close to the forest to see the trees, but after what they did with Doomcock on She-Hulk, where they trolled his ass pretty bad, you know, whatever you want to think, I would say that these are extremely petty people, completely capable of lifting their main character's life to make it exactly like Nerdrotic. And at the end of the day, when the show has failed, like the final mic drop will be Kurtzman saying, like, I modeled the character after him and he still didn't like it. Like, this feels like Kurtzman Cope. This feels like Kurtzman Cope. And by the way, welcome to like the worst version of the worst Starfleet uniform. It's the ones from Starfleet Nemesis. It sucks. It fucking sucks.
You know what else sucked? The music in this scene. He starts smoking one after the other. Then they start playing like, what was it, 1990s club music.
Oh yeah, they even did a little record scratch. That
yeah, they do a record scratch right when they get to Gaiden.
Yes, because he's black, so they have to have the hip hop record scratch. I gotta say, the black cast members in this show, especially at that premiere, the chick who plays Sam, the hologram with the grill, the leather jacket, the crazy black lady hat, the fucking gazelles, she fucking out-blacked every single person I have ever fucking met in my entire life, okay? I mean, I have ridden the Q36 through the fucking heart of Jamaica, Queens. I am talking like, if I had gone to that public high school, like my classmates would have been like, maybe not Run DMC, but I think LL Cool J is only like 55 or something like that. But, you know, like I'm about the same age as Neurotic. So this is just crazy. And we're like, I lived through the age of hip hop in Queens, where it's from, right? So like, these are my contemporaries. I've never seen anyone as black as the chick who plays the hologram. I've never seen someone so black.
We'll get you out to
what
Detroit.
They did in the movie Cocoon. She just jumped in the pool and took away all the magic for herself.
She came out of well, according to the guy who got fired from the Dodgers all those years ago, they're not very buoyant, the holograms, but we saw the hologram exhaled air. So they're not very buoyant. That's why you don't see holograms on Swift. Yes.
Forget she was scared to drown.
Are the white holograms less bad at Swift? Do they have more buoyancy than the black holograms?
Oh no.
I believe that this show is written by racists, and I believe that they do not know it. I believe that these people have fallen into the deepest of racism. Well, the hologram
They probably have.
or that.
Oh,
they
we
probably
get into
have
plenty of racism at the end of this episode.
We do. So let's get past this fucking debate. Let's.
This jacket
he has
just
panic
the last
attack.
part of the doctor is holding like some kind of Jeopardy buzz-in thing, and he controls like the back and forth, and like their debate rules are so retarded. You could tell that like they let him think he was going. They let Kurtzman think he was going to debate class. It's like, is this remedial reading 1OL? And they're like, yes. He's like, they're like, what is reading? And they're like, just sit down and please, like, don't touch anyone else's things. It's like, I want to have a debate class. Like, okay, this is a debate class. No problem. It's debate class. No, because this is the most retarded debate with the most retarded rules. They didn't bother looking up anything to do with laws to simulate like law. They didn't even break out like a primitive culture with only like, say, like 10 points, like the 10 commandments. Okay. Like just like nothing that made any sense. Paragraph 2384. You know what? Write a new law. If you can't get it in 2,300 paragraphs, fuck you. That's not even like real life law. Real life laws are like 8 paragraphs long. And then you like have another subsection or a new chapter. Like laws are not very well defined for a reason.
They don't know that because none of them are strong enough to pick up a legal textbook. Those things are heavy.
Or to log on to LexisNexis and look at like anything legal. But the bottom line is this guy is running a debate class that is idiotic. Then we see our main set looks beautiful. I'm now sure it's a fake tree.
The doctor doesn't notice that a Klingon's having a panic attack, a hardcore panic attack right in front of him. And the doctor's like, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Shouldn't he be hooked into the mainframe too and be like,
he was monitoring all their hormones. Week 1, he was monitoring all their hormones. Now he doesn't know what's happening.
He can't get a read on what's going on. He's only as smart as the plot needs him to be.
Right. Anyway, past that stupid debate.
Comes and goes. How long before we find out his program's corrupted and he's working for like the Tal Shiar?
Oh, I hope it's next week.
So then the main character here goes to our little hollow fridge or whatever you want to call it. We go like this is, I guess they're like reusing sets. They've been to the cafeteria. We saw that once. It was a retest set. So now they're just eating somewhere else, or they're in another part of their cafeteria set, which is actually just their bridge set.
This is the medical bay from episode 1, and they had that dentist chair.
This is my I know I like to go to the hospital to eat. That's where I like to take my Italian food.
This is the ER that they had from episode 1.
Well, who doesn't work up an appetite in the trauma ward? Are you intimating something there, main character? So anyway,
They're
for
eating
whatever
food out
reason,
of ration tins.
yeah, when you use the replicator, it gives you the food in a fucking ration tin. By the way, they're in an academy. It would have made. Oh my God! Look at what it says on the fucking top of the fucking
Ethiopian
can.
food? Yeah.
It's what's the country next to Ethiopia called? Starts with a fucking S. Apple cider 4?
Oh.
Vinegar apple cider town?
Yeah.
This is unfortunate. This is what happens when you live. Look, it's my job to be a doom scrolling idiot. Okay. They're supposed to be like, maybe like instead of like doom scrolling and posting 500,000 times, read like 4 paragraphs of Shakespeare. Okay.
Yeah. So they're eating out of like 9 different tins. How do they even carry this to go eat at not a table?
That's going to be a problem. I let that run for a moment, but you know what? I don't care that much on this one. Yeah, I think that might have been 4 seconds, but who gives a shit? Maybe I'll clip it later. This horror story, this is the most unnatural conversation. I don't think either of them in frame at the same time. And we just like one person says something, and then the other person says something else, and then another person says something. And it's like ship to shore communications. Like this is like a CB radio conversation. It's like, hey, good buddy, I got some food from the from the replicator.
So real quick, the one takeaway out of that conversation that we had was Aiden is repulsed by pepperoni, says "nuh-uh" in a post in a line off camera in post, and then he just lets food fall out of the front of his mouth like a fucking slob. It's like, I don't want to see that. Use some manners. The main character gives the recipe for the Klingon food to the replicator because in this century, there's not enough memory to program all the food you need into a replicator.
And
1,000
years. They had 1,000 years to
that was a
load
plot point last week.
So
there was a plot point last week too. The replicator couldn't get Klingon Korean fusion food, right?
Here we go. Here's the probably I'm going to deal with this delicately so that way YouTube doesn't get angry. Main character gets judgy because Gaiden says that his parents live in a polyamorous relationship. Yes. Klingons now are polyamorous.
And let's call them what they are. They have now just become Mocklins really quick, and
Yes.
Jaden is Clyden.
He has 2 dads and 1 mom.
Who doesn't seem Klingon at all.
That is the furthest thing from being Klingon.
Yeah, the mom didn't even look Klingon. She looked like the Pine Saw lady.
Well, they ran out of money for her makeup, so
Yeah,
they did.
You notice how shortchanged they did all the Klingons.
They couldn't even do
someone
Holly
said that
Hunter's hair,
their
and she's a
headpieces
human.
looked like a Snickers bar. Like it just took that little melty thing up there.
When
Admiral.
Jaden leans forward, we can see where it joins the wig. It's like it's really bad. It might not even be him on set doing like he does like a face palm, and like I don't know what they're thinking. It's like someone fell in love with this black dude because he has steely gray eyes or something like that. He has like unnaturally blue eyes.
Those are contacts.
They're contacts.
Yeah, like
you can
whatever
see
it
them
is,
in
like
some of the shots when they get way too
yeah,
close
like
to
the guy's
face.
eyes look like a fucking Malamutes. Like he's got
Yeah.
husky eyes.
And we have the first pronunciation of the 2 words in Klingonese. Everybody knows.
Mr. Angel's right.
The leader of the Klingon religion is now called Kailash, and they're from the planet Krunish. Now it's supposed to be Kalis and Kronos. It's always been Kalis and Kronos until they forgot how to pronounce it in Into Derpness. Okay. They messed it up one time on that.
What's
and
got
now
25 seconds of the episode where Michael Dorn says it like 6 times in a row. I see careless, and he says it with no hesitation. Watch Savage Curtain. It said exactly the same.
there's a whole episode of TNG where
I'm waiting for them
Kalis
to call him Abraham
comes
Lincoln.
back.
Like
Right.
I am seriously ready
Right.
for that to come out at me next. Abraham Lincoln.
Hold on,
Yes.
Admiral. I'm gonna share something on the stage real quick.
Go for it, sir. I'll take plot holes you can drive a truck through for a 3237, please, Alex. Please, EMH. Please state the question. Please state the answer as a question.
What is the nature of your medical emergency?
I had to watch Star Trek Starfleet Academy. That's the medical emergency.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so we've introduced all this ruinous bullshit. Now we have to go to this scene. They tell him that there's been an accident with a ship that had a total mechanical failure. And
who
says
says that? Who says that in the future? What happened?
Yeah,
it was
knows?
A mechanical failure. What do you mean? Like, this is when you say, sensors are picking up like massive warp core failure signs from that area. Like there was like a tachyon burst, picked up by station like Regular 5. We just got word today. But also
they
they
already used up the tachyon thing, so.
Yeah,
anything is more believable than this. But also, guys, the reason why they tell him this is because they're afraid that they want him to know up front that there's a lot of Klingons missing and presumed dead, and they're dead because Kurtzman Trek. But here's the thing.
No, they just lost their eyes.
Yeah, Sean, you stole the words right out of my mouth.
Well, they're going. They won't need eyes.
They all survived, but everyone lost an eye.
Yeah,
they don't need them there.
There's
only Kurtzman Trek
stirring a drink.
Yeah, and so this whole thing, they sit him down and they tell him that the last 8 Klingon houses and your family was on board. And he's like, "Well, they are alive or not?"
Last 8, and she said they didn't know
that's in the next scene. That's CNN.
Yeah, they got their causality out of order. What she says is, this is how it lands. There's a ship that's Klingon that's missing. There's a finite amount of people, but a large finite amount of people on that ship. And for some reason, Star Trek 6 had no effect. They didn't leave Kronos or anything like that. So it's really crazy, and it makes no sense in context.
Admiral
of what
Teague,
she says.
incoming super chat.
Coldest line ever. I did it 35 minutes ago.
Wait, what?
I think that was my line, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sir. So controversial.
And medical is on its way to you, Admiral. Mr. Angel has scrambled medical for you.
So you're a master debater then. As they said in the show, which we didn't say, and we didn't mention that stupid fucking line.
Oh, God, they couldn't pass on it. This is like, guys, we are talking like the worst failed show ever. Never was this bad. Felicity was a better show. One Tree Hill was probably a better show. I don't know why they did. Like, someone's going to find out they turn into a vampire at night. They have like a Buffy angle, and they'll shoot all into one episode. There is no standards here. But by the way, our level of causality is there's some Klingons who are lost. We didn't want to hear it on the news because we figured that your family's probably dead. By the way, did your family get on this ship? And we're like, that's kind of like saying like you meet someone. It's like, hi, what's your name? My name's Dave. It's like, oh, I have a friend named Dave. Do you know him? It's like, what do you mean? Or like thinking all black people know each other, like something insane. Like it's like she basically there's like hundreds of thousands of Klingons still left, enough for 8 houses to fit on a ship.
Right. So
why are they putting all their
they try to push grief counseling on him hard like 3 times in a row. And he's like, English, motherfuckers, do you speak it? I want to go to class. Like, can I be excused? Let me get the fuck away from you two. It's terrible.
Yeah. Real quick.
To answer
folks,
Peter Bigman. Go ahead, Sean.
When main character is talking about how good he is at debating, he literally says, "I'm a master debater."
Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Unironically and unaware. Our smartest person says that unaware of it. By the way, I just want to say, the
Klingon got it.
The Klingon did get it, but the smarter guy didn't.
No, he got
the guy
it.
who was in
He
jail
got it.
didn't get the
He
sarcastic.
got it. Everyone on that screen got it. He got it, flinched, and then she committed simple battery on him because women are allowed to hit men in the 32nd century. So because of his master debater joke, which, okay, everybody knew that joke when they were 10.
By the way, yeah, there's a lot of dialogue in here, which the sense clock, the chance of Klingon ship, and she's just like,
I keep
this has
thinking,
never been a problem before, but if she can, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Holly Hunter. I'm really fucking sorry.
that thing in the middle of her
By the way, to
table.
answer you guys, the last time Holly Hunter was in 8 was in 1998, when she was 48, which by the way is correct. All of that is correct. That's when
in the middle of the table is a USS Athena ashtray.
Yeah, that's their
It
ship.
looks like an ashtray.
It's supposed to be their LCARS, but it does look like a fucking ashtray. I could not understand a lot of the dialogue. Dave's not here, man.
Let's move past it then, because I'm curious at these people. I can really stand to look at Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter, I hope you had a good time losing those teeth. I hope it was from cocaine and drinking and smoking and not just some unfortunate thing, because that's it. You cannot be understood. It's that bad. It's that bad. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow to get my teeth worked on. That's how scary this is. This disaster that happened to her with her teeth.
Hey, maybe
Captain Eric bird watching, sir. Exactly, Mr. Angel. This guy's hobby is bird watching our tough Klingon here. So this is basically like, hey, some black people died. Really? Yeah. Did you know them? Well, what were their names? Huh? The fuck? What do you mean, you people? Landed the weirdest, most awful way.
If you can get the display screen on here just right.
By the way, J.J. Abrams has said that he tried to pull back on the lens flare in the middle of Into Darkness and he couldn't do it enough because he said that it was at first his reason for originally doing it wasn't as bad as I thought. He said that he thought that the future would be so bright that it should be uncontainable amounts of light. So on an artistic level, I don't scoff at that outright. But then he said the truth. He said, but then I took it too far and I couldn't pull it back enough. So why is Kurtzman doing this when the guy who did it says I fucking it was terrible? And he says it was bad. She does.
Kurtzman doesn't have an original fucking thought in his head.
And an attempt here to do a callback to Trek 09 because we've got students at odds, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna put the cadet in charge in a little while. We do that a lot. We let the
the character who's now suddenly part of an endangered species.
Yep.
That's right.
If you can get the CNN display on,
here we go with our opening scene.
Admiral, the CNN display that they had. Real quick, it was a cargo ship with members. The last 8 Klingon houses. The CNN screen says in the Chiron, the lower Chiron, Klingon ship crashes on Taurus 7. If you actually look at the image, the ship is just in an asteroid field and blew up. They also have 2 identical screens next to each other. One of them's the right way and the other one is mirrored backwards.
This is our Klingon warrior stew. In your ration tin here. It's animal innards or something like that. And Jaden doesn't want to eat it because he's not worthy. To which I say, hey, okay, anything you say you're not worthy of, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because you're not.
I was half expecting him to say, I am vegan. I really thought he was going to say, I don't eat meat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, he gave me this character from day one, guys, tell me if I'm not crazy, gives me very serious John Travolta Battlefield Earth vibes.
Oh, yes, 100%. It's the bad contact lenses and all the rest.
And you can't do facial hair if you're a Klingon, unless it's like a Fu Manchu, some kind of beard. The stubbly modern growth doesn't fucking work for a Klingon.
No, it doesn't.
Which, by the way, you guys, those CNN screens they were watching in the 32nd century, they're still bitching about Trump.
I saw that. Yeah, this one. So the one on the left.
There's some report on Trump on the screen there. If you look,
the one on the left reads the right way. The one on the right is reversed. It's mirrored. It's backwards. You can't read any of the text on it.
Yeah.
The other thing about this is
for all the dyslexic cadets.
Oh, sure. So here we have an important part of ruining Star Trek canon. Okay. They make the third reference to the burn in this CNN speech. They say that dilithium reactors were on Kronos. So now it's not Krunish or Kronosh. It's Kronos.
They finally get it right. And by the way, they didn't blow up Kronos. They blew up fucking Praxis.
Right.
And by the way, I would just say they blew up Praxis so completely that same explosive phenomenon also destroys the Death Star in Star Wars chapters 4 and 6. Although soon to be removed, I hear.
Well, so this time around, Admiral, they built warp cores on Kronos to power the planet, but Earth didn't do that. Nobody else did that. Just the Klingons.
We built arc reactors.
And so they blew up Kronos, and now Klingons are near extinction.
Let them die.
Yeah, I mean, any new Trek race, I'm inclined to say let them die.
Now it's them saying let us die.
Now, by the way, you might think that we're
there.
Yes. By the way, real quick, guys, just so you know, it's going to be a lot more fast forwarding. But from this point on, we've gotten our entire story. From this point on, we just sort of dick around, and we have a lot of long silences. And we got some gay stuff coming up for you, so you'll love that.
Oh yeah, we can't skip that.
And this is where he sings hot for This is where he sings hot for Teacher. And she's like, I remember that song. I went in the back of a car with Eddie Van Halen and did things to him when I still had teeth. And we have our opening, which sucks.
Stupid intro.
I did stuff with Van Halen.
Now we're in the forests of Canada.
I was the only one who got with Michael Anthony.
This was in the forests of Canada last fall.
Why are hearing so bad, Sean? She was at too many Van Halen shows.
So one of the things about this, the music, anytime they're on this planet, the music is directly ripped off from Battlestar Galactica. Whenever they do scenes in the forest in Battlestar Galactica, it's the same music.
It's bad rip-off, Bear Grylls, mostly percussion.
Oh no, it's strings and stuff, and
but the string is maintaining a tone. The flutes are not playing. It's just like
no, it's a lot of the time though. It is in the transition. It is flutes, and it's Battlestar Galactica. They ripped off that same material, or it's like over 90%. You could transpose them and not know which show you were watching. That's how close they are. So they couldn't even do that. They're like, oh, the woods, sci-fi, Battlestar Galactica. That's what they did. So a negative one more star for lack of music creativity.
I was typing it, but I'll just say it. Rocco, fuck you. It's 15 degrees here. It's going to be 1 degree tomorrow. Hey, Kimberly, welcome to the show.
So anyway, let's keep this shit moving.
Are you guys supposed to be getting free space heaters soon?
Yeah, right. Also free air conditioning. I also heard that they're going to open up the state commissary up the street. That should be great. Anyway, here we go.
The non-Klingon mother.
Yeah, the mother has the most vestigial.
They're on a different planet. They're on Krios Prime.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, they're on Krios Prime. They're practicing border wall vaulting and the other skills that they're going to need in the Klingon diaspora that's coming to them. And their environment looks just curiously like Vancouver. I could just see Mulder and Scully walking around with their cell phones and flashlights in the background. Am I right? I mean, This is where we saw the X-Files. It's now become familiar. It's not Georgia. They won't go there because Georgia has a don't say gay bill, right? So they
did
won't
find
film
some beautiful beach trees. No, I will say.
This mountainside that we saw in the interview and other movies of a far higher quality than this piece of shit are. But in this, look at his like seahorse head and his dreadlocks covering the fact that it's just a rack. His Klingon makeup is a wreck. like his nose is not symmetrical when you look at
They
it. The makeup
they added
is
those
not
Viking
symmetrical.
beard clips too.
I think the forehead and the nose are all one piece, and they didn't nail putting it on right, or they formed it
lopsided.
wrong.
Holy shit! It's
He
lopsided.
absolutely took the blame for all this stuff. This is not some sort of peyote trip out, guys, like from the Doors movie. We don't do fun stuff in this show. If they did drugs, it would be to beat the patriarchy.
This is his brother. His brother gives him
a cocaine grinder.
Well, it basically is this little ball, right? And this little tiny ball is junk mail. It's Stephen Colbert saying, "Come to Starfleet Academy. Come to Starfleet Academy."
It's the least appealing advertisement. It reminded me of Miss Minutes from the Loki show, just like this stupid ass thing.
So he gives him this. He gives them this sphere of junk mail, and it's a cherished prize. But he's not allowed to have it because before Klingons would just conquer people and take their technology. Now they're not allowed to have Federation technology.
Now they're jealous of the intellectual capacity of the fucking Packlids.
These people have a lower technology level than ours.
And by these people, we mean everybody in Starfleet, because we found out like they can't even like say refrigerate food. It's like maybe if there was a way to preserve food for a short amount of time, perhaps by cooling it or sealing it in something, but that's beyond our abilities. Ancient secrets long lost. How? A good question for another time. So anyway, potty mouth, potty mouth end of career here. Yeah, potty mouth Picardo comes back. The EMH is a douchebag now. Why he needs hollow emitters, we don't know, but he does need hollow emitters because he couldn't manifest to help the they-them Hadar when she was bleeding Ketracel White. Why was she bleeding? Who knows? Why was her blood Ketracel White when she's a Klingon? Who knows? Because the they-them Hadar are based on she says she's a Gem Hadar. They don't have blood at all. So is it the position of this show that they're just filled with Ketracel White? They're like another Keith Richards analogy. Their blood is 100% drugs.
It's our position. We just don't care. I think
the Gem Hadar are not about their anatomy. Kurtzman, if you'd spent more time listening to that Rolling Stones album rather than looking at the picture on the wall, thinking like, one day I'll have a woman who looks just like their guitar player in my show. And she's barely in this one, thank God. Thank God she's barely in this one. Jet Screamer is not in this one much, but here he is looking like, a man who's like fat in the middle. Like he's got little spindle legs, but boy, is he looking fat. And he's like, I am like Mr. Douchebag Hologram, and we're going to have our stupid fucking debate. And here's a couple of words co-opted from like a misunderstanding of the Cuban Missile Crisis. And here's a couple of things from Shakespeare, like somebody half remembered and mixed with a quote from like, I don't know. And we don't even do any cool stuff like, we would not die in the company of such men, Shakespeare of Earth, or let the honorless leave. Like like Koloth of Klingon, you know what I mean? Like we don't do one person from Earth like now, one person from Earth's future, and one person from another planet. It's like, in court martial where Kirk's like got his crazy lawyer and Cogsley's like the rights of man, the forming principles of the Martian colonies, the Constitution of the Rigel 6, like. So it was like past, contemporary, and future space stuff. It was cool. But they don't do that anymore because it's not Star Trek. This is JD Vance. He's going to tell his Latino hillbilly elegy. My Cubano buddy here. I just want to say one thing about Admiral Vance here. Like he does not always drink beer, okay? But when he does, he prefers Dos Equis.
Did you say Admiral Vance?
This whole
that's his name.
Admiral Vance. Yeah.
It's his name is Admiral Vance.
Oh, he's gonna end up being the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the actor's name is like Muhammad Farah Aidid. I mean, I honestly it's like I cannot he's got one of those unpronounceables. Hello, everybody.
This scene is a great microcosm for what has been wrong with all of Kurtzman Trek with Discovery Season 4 on after. The problem is They jumped way too far into the future. And Star Trek is already a big world. There's a lot of lore.
Really
a lot
quick,
of things
when you
have already
say
been
that-
set up.
When you have said that this is like everything that's wrong, I would just point out that you're kind of right. This guy is about to get absolutely smoked by the Admiral, and I don't mean like in a suggestive way. I mean, she's going to like she's going to take him down several pegs in a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
There is lens flare freaking everywhere. It is very, very, very poorly composed. The set is not up to the challenges of the scene. The set looks like shit. Like, if who's going to eat here when they clear this table? Anakin and fucking Padme? Like, honestly, is he going to start floating around fruit with the Force? Like, the Federation Commissioner, they're overly critical. It's like generic sci-fi sushi house, and it sucks. And now I guess the spaceship is back on the planet because the window's open and we can see there are buildings and sunlight outside. Yeah. But it's a very poorly composed shot, a very poorly thought out shot, throwaway dialogue all around, throwaway lines to explain inconsistencies in the plot, and we're going to shortcut our way to conflict. So that's where we are. 40% of the way through our piece of shit episode.
The part of this that makes it so bad is he has to bring her an idea about how the entire Klingon species is going to have a new home, because they nuked so much of Star Trek that they want to keep using the old stuff, and so they're in a race to reset everything back up in their new vision. And the problem is these decisions, like the Klingons should get a new homeworld offered by us for no damn reason in particular.
Meanwhile, their spacefaring society invested in dozens and dozens of systems that could just move. The Portuguese got kicked out of their fucking kingdom for a long time. They ruled from like was it the Spanish got kicked out of their kingdom for a while and ruled from like South America?
I forget, but
the point is the Spanish Empire was like once Brazil, I believe.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make in here on this is this admiral should not be talking to this school principal about how they're going to quote unquote save the entire Klingon species. This should have gone through the Federation Council. We should have heard a lot about that. It should have much more explanation. This world should never even have this type of decision being made for a major species. They should be doing it themselves. Why any of that is here?
They shouldn't even need to ask. They should be like, yeah, it was rough. We lost, but like on our 15 colony worlds and the 30 planets we fucking conquered through force.
Yeah,
they're doing this shit.
This whole thing is just way too big in scale. It comes off stupid. You have two people in a room just deciding the future of the whole quadrant on like really flippant, judgy.
And surprise, for the fifth time in 5 hypotheticals that they've had posed to them, the only thing that they can come up with to fix the problem for the Klingons is what we would call a patriotism enhancement center.
Yes. And I hate this all. I hate all this writing. It's dumb. It's too big. It's stupid. They do too much. Anyway, let's keep moving because I could rant on this for 10 minutes.
It takes a really long time this time for the guy to get taken down. He insists on himself for a little while. He's difficult. Difficult man.
They talk about the Klingon diaspora.
To which I say this show does not possess sufficient weight to use that word.
Correct. Moving on.
Well, it's got plenty of weight.
Yeah, we're about to see hologram Sam. So yeah, here we have Genesis Lee and Caleb. I actually can name 2 characters on screen, and there's our nebula outside, but we were not going to be allowed to see it. It's like they put up a set inside of the volume, as it's called. The volume is like this digital set that Disney has, and Paramount has something similar.
Yeah,
or so I've been told. I don't know.
They've talked about it before. I think Picard talked about it anyway.
And you can tell it's not as good as the Disney one, and the Disney one's still not there.
Right. So this
is
the part where
modern clothes. They didn't even get them the sweatshirts that have the metal zippers. These have rayon sweatshirts, zip up sweatshirt hoodies with rayon zippers to save $4 more. And just it is the worst stagecraft. That is not like what is it, Sean? What do you think is what is on their sleeves? Tape? The tape
is probably camera tape.
It is so poorly. This is just like if a movie studio was a summer camp, this is how you would make the move. This is how you would make the costumes. These are not TV acceptable. They're not even streaming acceptable. This is shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is the scene where he says that he's a master debater, and then she hits him.
God.
He commits simple battery. Yep. Then we go to right here. Anyway, now we go back to one of his flashbacks where he's having a weird memory of a scribbling of a bird, and his brother comes
I have
in.
flashbacks. It's always to like that great party in my dorm room and what happened with those two chicks. But this guy, he's gonna dream about a bird. Okay.
So his brother comes back from the market, and he tried to trade for Federation technology, and he gets stabbed by the trader for him being a traitor for trying to get Starfleet technology from the trader. And he gets stabbed with a knife that is poisoned as well. So he has his blood turns black, and he's doing like his best Saving Private Ryan. I've been shot and I'm bleeding out kind of a thing.
And then he says to his brother, "Earn this, earn it."
Yeah.
And the father would rather let his son die than so on the left. Okay.
Yeah, he
so
will,
on the left,
not use the Federation technology to save him. They're like Branch Davidians that way, or whatever you want to call them.
yeah. So on the left is father number 1, on the right is father number 2, and on the right forefront is mother number 1.
And mother number 1 is barely Klingon looking. Barely. She could walk down the street without causing any concern.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at her. Guys, does this woman look like a Klingon? By the way,
no.
I hate to sound like space Hegseth here, but can we have Klingons that look military, that look like they're part of a fucking warrior society? What is she gonna do? It's like, if we had to lay siege to the Klingons, be like, what should we do, sir? What can we do, sir? We don't even know what we're doing. And I'd just be like, guys, let's give it a couple hours and starve them out.
And it's all that living off the land and foraging for just bites of food to eat does make you fat.
Yeah, that's what it is. Just retaining a lot of water.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that bird meat is really packs on the pounds.
The dark. She's eating the thighs. Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
she's frying it. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
they don't hold his eyes open.
Death scream.
They don't hold his eyes open.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We do get the death scream though.
Yeah, and I felt like so weird about hearing it. I was like, I've always known that Klingons aren't real, but they've been part of my life for as long as I can remember, which includes like stuff like going to like Catholic school. So I'm like, I don't think you really have the right to mock the Klingons like this. I was like, almost like, don't deface the Klingons like shrine. The dead man with an extremely, extremely generous $9.99 super chat has said, I feel like it should have been a 2-part episode. It was an improvement, but that's like saying I finally had a solid turn after having diarrhea for 3 weeks. We all agreed. This show hit rock bottom last week. And here's the thing. I don't judge Kurtzman Trek by how low it falls. I judge it by how high it bounces up after it hits that rock bottom, if it can like pull out of the death spiral. This show shows no signs. It may have been made earlier in the production, or that this show, by nature of the story, was simpler and like they mostly only followed the one character. So like, as stupid as this story was, we restated it over and over and over and over. This is like, they feel like they know what they're doing. They're like T-Mobile gave them some of their funding. It's like, we want to get our phones right into people's hands. And like, we know exactly how to do that, sirs.
And this is their house. Their tent is two fake bones.
They live like this.
And a leaf floor. So they're back to the Stone Age, and they refuse all technology from the Federation. Yeah.
I was waiting for a level shot so we could see that cheesecloth windmill that we had that really set up the alien world.
31.
Yeah. Also,
what did you say?
they gave his brother a hunting bow and arrow, which was like a true Klingon weapon that we've been making for centuries. So apparently at some point they stopped making batleths in Geek Talk, and all of a sudden went back to bow and arrow.
By the way, Rocco brings up a good point here. And by the way, Klingons traditionally, have been whatever, was needed for the role. So yeah, now like he's like in Kurtzman, you have to be it to play it, right? So we can assume that all our gay characters are gay or lied to him about being gay to get their roles, right? We can assume that. They shook the gay people out, the straight people out. But I like this does suggest that his view would be that Christopher Lloyd was in blackface. I think that, and I thank you for I thank you and the Dead Man for interesting questions, especially the Dead Man helping us keep the lights on, sir. Thank you very much. I so appreciate this. Honestly, we dishonored a non-existent religion in a way that I didn't think was possible. Now I feel like the kid trying to reconstruct the communicator in Galaxy Quest, except we're going to get that scene in this piece of shit. We're gonna have a Galaxy Quest moment, but like now we're back in Pike's quarters, which are being subbed for her quarters, and she of course is a big fireplace. And then Grandma, well, turns out that Grandma also slept with the road crew for Motley Crue, and here he is. He was the road manager for the 1982 Shout of the Devil tour.
That's not a Klingon, by the way.
This guy is the most low effort Klingon. This guy looks like a ball sack.
Yeah.
He looks like my fucking apple bag, okay?
Yeah, the funny thing is his performance here wasn't bad.
It wasn't
bad.
I didn't mind this guy so much.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a Klingon.
No, he wasn't playing a Klingon. You're right. He was playing something. He was playing a human.
He was a space pirate.
If this guy had the $ tattooed in the middle of his forehead, he would look exactly like my ball sack.
Now, I don't know if you'll be able to capture it.
If that's your ball sack, you need to see a doctor.
This doctor was the one who told me I should do it.
Who farted?
She's. That's you can't tell the. You're not allowed to tell the fart story until the member chat.
No,
Sean, are you smelling like burnt toast?
I thought I heard it
too. I may have with my lips.
Oh, okay. Hey, question for you, Dig. The $ is it a tattoo or a birthmark?
Only some will ever know. I have to keep some of my life private. Memers, have some fun with that one. We got 3,000 fans. You know what? First of all, it's an honor to have had 100 people join this year already. We're looking to keep that up. 1,200 over the course of the year would be really great. Teague 3,000 was a goal back in November. Now it's kind of fading into the rear view as we're at Teague 3,160 or so. And I thank all of you guys. And if you're new here, if you want to ride with us, there's two things you got to know. One, you're in command of your favorite franchise's starship. You're flying with our fleet, okay? Our beautiful armada, okay? Our beautiful armada to evoke praise.
A golden armada.
A beautiful armada.
You're
flying. If you're flying with us, you have any starship you want to know. And the second thing is we love you all. We're here to have fun. And this show is terrible, but yeah, okay, people make mistakes, and that $ tattooed on my testicle, on my scrot, may come back to hurt me, but haunt me. But it already hurt me. I point out it's not going to hurt me anymore. But you know what, memers, get it together. So this is like you find out, like this is like what do we call this? It's like the transporters of Starfleet Academy. It's like the bridges of Madison Academy for retards.
Well, you know what's even more stupid? You're gonna love this, Admiral. So, a Klingon sword is not a trick question. A Klingon sword is a bath
salt, but they were on bath salts when they wrote this.
This guy is carrying a freaking long sword, like he got it off the set of Amazon's The Lord of the Rings. I'm not shitting you. He is carrying a long sword. What the is wrong with these people?
That's all they had in props. And on the planet, they make a compound bow, which I thought was their coolest prop of the episode. It was overthought for this stupid show. I don't know if it was left over from The Witcher, but like it had like a batholith kind of like front to it. So if someone came up on you while you were using the bow, you could bash them with it. But it still was counterintuitive to me. Like, use your phaser. You got phasers. Just stun the bird and fucking eat it later. You know, wide beam stun. You've got to use your phaser. You goddamn idiot. But this old ball sack and like Captain Aki, who he calls Nala, which I believe is the name of the lion from Lion King. So I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
So she's going to get somebody 4 times her weight and size drunk and then try to con him into taking this planet.
Yeah, but she makes him feel like it was his idea.
Did you guys notice that he was a hologram and yet threw a real glass that really broke in the fireplace?
Oh no, he transported it.
Yeah, I thought he was there.
They used the same effect for the transporter and the hologram.
Oh, okay. I thought they were doing the whole I'm doing the isomorphic hologram thing like Tic-Tac-Toe guy did.
Like we did, yeah. And we haven't seen him in a while. We haven't seen him in quite. No wonder he was so pleased at that press conference. Yeah, he was like, I was there for one day and I got like $3 million. I love this show. It's like, Alex, you're my favorite person I ever worked with. Alex makes Ridley Scott look like the loser he is. So anyway, main character here and the Klingon, they get into this confrontation because he's like, I should go be the leader of our like debate team. And he's like, no, we're going to oppose each other and I will take the negative. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, if anyone's going to argue the negative against the Federation alternative, it should be a Klingon. And I'm like, my God, that accidentally made sense.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kind of. I mean, honestly.
But a debate class or a debate team, a competition, is not about arguing your own identity. It's about arguing the other identity so you know the strengths and weaknesses of each argument. The fact that he wants to take his own identity as the strength in the argument is actually the exact opposite of the position that he should be taking in this entire thing. And he should be the one trying to argue with main character here to get main character to steelman the Klingon position. And then they all learn through his learning about the Klingons, what the real answer should be. But instead they don't do that because Klingon main character Gaiden, or the secondary character Gaiden needs to express his identity.
Bryden.
Can we call him Bryden?
Well, Jaden, it's GIF versus GIF,
That's the thing. Sirs and madams, we're sorry that we don't have the Rumble. That blew up on the fucking pad on us. I really am sorry about that. Yeah. That happens with Rumble. It's prone to do it. So we're playing by the YouTube rules so that we don't get like blipped away here. But this show is about stuff like this show is almost review proof because it's every taboo. It's like we're gonna get like these characters are played by adults, but like they're playing the word
they're playing adults. They're playing adults.
Everybody
there's at least 18.
They're barely legal adults. Yeah, you're right. Well, I know the hologram is like 3 months old.
Well, Neelix
and the hologram is
Neelix
Neelix is all happy about that.
The problem with this scene is he's yelling at main character, and they have to correct his voice.
Is not impressing me here.
He has to change his voice in post, and so you lose all the passion that his body is giving off with the ruined speech, and he sounds exactly the same as when he's bitching about the pepperonis on the pizza. It sucks.
The voice mod is too cheap of a filter for it to give him any kind of dynamism in his voice. Yeah. So it doesn't matter how he delivers. He always sounds like this. It cannot do any emotion or inflection. He always only sounds like this. I should argue for our feature. He kind of like oddly sounds like the heavier guy from Red Letter Media.
Rich Evans?
Look, he's really funny, but like he's got that Midwestern limited narrow cadence of expression. You don't have it.
Well, why? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I've tried very long to get rid of it.
Yeah, like I tried, it's like a Gaius Baltar kind of story. Uh, guys, at this point, with this moment, this is now like Grandma and Grandpa are drunk. Okay. What did Nerdrotic say about Section 31? Is Grandma dressed up as a hooker for Halloween and then got a little too drunk and stayed in costume for a little too long and started acting in character a little too much. It's the same thing. Grandma dressed up like a hooker and got wasted. And her kids are 30 now, so they must be like, oh God, at least we don't have to do we have to put her in a home?
No, well, she hung the cowboy hat on the door handle.
Exactly. In New York, it's the necktie. In college, you put it on the door handle of your dorm room. This guy has the best costume in the show, and it still sort of sucks. It's a waffle flannel and sort of like a jacket that almost works on a Klingon, but looks like they stole it off an MCU set.
They play soap opera jazz. They play soap opera jazz in that scene.
Yeah, it's
that
like
guy
the
walked in off the street wearing that jacket. I guarantee it.
Cherb's got it right. So anyway, we're fighting against the patriarchy here, and this is now the Klingon has his second breakdown. So they're trying to copy beats from Star Trek 09, and he's Zachary Quinto. Get it, guys? He's going to have multiple bipolar breakdowns and psychotic breaks and panic attacks throughout the show, showing the Klingons' warrior stoicism in its best possible way by being about the least composed, most batshit crazy person on the face of the earth.
At some point here, he actually cries, but I don't remember where.
And Sean remembered this one, and it clicked in my mind when I said it, but Klingons are allegedly, from their environment, they don't cry. They just have an inner eyelid or something.
Yeah.
Well,
this
said they don't have tear ducts in the Star Trek 6.
Yeah. This toy, this sphere that he built was made out of plastic parts and screws, like it was made in China, not replicated. So that was kind of funny. How cheap it was.
Oh, this.
That thing almost looks like a bop it ball.
Now, Germ and I do Taylor Sheridan shows together. And Germ, you and I did 1923, where we had a lot of CGI animals. I don't think I ever saw a fucking animal that was CGI'd as bad as this fucking thing.
Yeah, that's pretty damn horrible.
It was like, guys, static, it looks better than when it's moving. Or like, should I say when it's going across the screen? Like, this bird moves without moving its wings, not one fucking flutter of the...
they wanted it to look like a bird of prey, which they reference it as. Oh, look, it's a bird of prey. Like,
I think it was a bird of pride.
In the exact position as their fucking ships.
Right.
Oh, at least, you know what? I got to give them slight credit for that then. Like, again, the CGI people and other people who had to clean up the mess did more thinking about it than anyone else.
I will say this, I'll admit, I thought that was kind of cool.
I'm going to give it to him on that one.
I did think that was kind of cool, the way it was flying around. I'm like, all right,
Either one of them aimed that bow and arrow. And all right, people, you may see images that you find extremely unsettling and disturbing coming up. We just want to let you know if you have issues with, that's how I felt inside about the next scene.
And by the way, I'm just going to say, why are we shooting the camera straight up this man's fucking nose? Was this like, oh, damn, like, we don't have any money for health insurance. Like, well, I was supposed to get checked for, sinus polyps today. It's like, rewrite the scene a little. We have some technology on set that can do that for you.
Well, the funny thing is, he's wearing
background producer will.
He's wearing 8-inch platforms, by the way.
And every
they realized that he was way too short to be the father of this other Klingon.
And the Klingons always sort of had these like Oriental style beards or just simple goatees for the most part. Fu Manchu here and there. It's consistent from TOS into TNG when they change the way they look. When we see the Klingons in fucking Deep Space Nine, when we see what Klingons we ever see, if we even see them at all in Voyager, because I think maybe we only see the Kazon. But again, in Enterprise, they have consistency in their facial hair. It's like the one thing they brought with them from day one. And so these people are like, yeah, we're going to drop that. I'm going to drop that for some dude who has a seedy old beard. And of course, they break it. They broke his little spheres. It rolls away and rolls in the only direction where there's a cliff to fall.
Point of order, Admiral.
Yeah.
I thought I remembered right, but the Klingon ambassador in Star Trek 4 did kind of have a full beard. But
it was a rarity.
He did shave off the mustache part.
It was their chancellor too, right?
No, he was the ambassador to the Federation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
you know,
we have
the Klingon
one.
chancellor.
That's an outlier.
The Klingon
but
chancellor
shave off the mustache, so it's just literally the beard. So at least there was some difference to it. But it
General
wasn't
Chang
like
and Gorkon
like
had.
This guy is.
General Chang and Gorkon had more of the traditional Klingon look.
The Klingon chancellor couldn't have a beard because he was busy, doing some artwork and selling newspapers, or he hit it big.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of precedence there, but they went like full on mountain man, homeless vibe with this guy.
So this thing rolls in the only direction it could roll to fall off a cliff you can almost walk down. He kind of, not very challenging getting down to where this thing should have rolled, but somehow fell sharply down this slope. It breaks into a gazillion pieces. And now we're back into into our present.
Warning. Huh? It gets worse than that. They get closer than that.
Don't worry. Depeche Mode is probably in there.
This is the queer baiting scene, you guys.
This is now going to get from Depeche. It's moving from Depeche Mode. This is all about things that happened in Kurtzman's dorm room. We're moving the 5-disc changer. The 5-disc changer is going to change from Depeche Mode to Joy Division. And we're going to get a bizarre love triangle, are we not?
Yeah.
Only way to put it. Every time I see you call it, I get down on my knees and pray. So dumb. So dumb.
So they get closer. At one point, I don't know if you're going to get it in the 30-second jump. We'll
jump forward and we'll take
the Juggernaut bitch. There you go. Right there. He has his hands on another man's chest, being that close.
Mouth slightly open.
Is this when the chanting has started, or is that later?
This is when it's done. This is right.
Yeah.
When
So,
it's
guys,
done.
they speak the charm of making from Excalibur, but it's like some like retarded Klingon version of. So they're like it's like uka kapla uka kapla uka kapla uka kapla kapla. It was hooked on a feeling meets the hokey pokey. I'm serious. It was like the Klingon hokey pokey, and then it's like who would have ever thought the Klingons were so gay? Gavin,
I can't stop this feeling.
You King Pleat me.
My ass. Never mind. I couldn't resist.
You King Pleat us.
Don't Klingon slide me.
I'm going to the head of the class.
I'm trying, Rocco the Brave. I'm trying to get Hoshi in here. I'm trying to get to Paul. I'm trying to get Sydney Sweeney.
Anyway, we're done gay edging for a while.
Can we get an eye cleanser, please, Admiral Sir? You throw up an eye cleanser.
Oh, I threw up all right.
I need
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen. And she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
All right. right, there we go.
Much
the
better.
Beautiful woman.
Much
who's
better.
Really cool. Yeah. So back to Grandma
That's
and
like
her
the
weird
moment where they
friend.
pull your head out of the bucket when you're getting waterboarded. That's not going to be enough.
These, yeah. I mean, or like I say, it's like a courtesy flush, but you're still getting a swirly. Right here, this was eerily reminiscent in this school setting with these two lesbians in uniform. How could I not think of Catholic school? And I'm like, this is what it would have been like if the nuns that taught at my school had been called the Scissor Sisters.
Yeah, but why are the uniforms so different? That's what I don't get.
Because
between the
one
two
is
of them,
too fat for them to tailor anything day to day.
Yeah, the body positivity one needed like that stretch lycra in the middle to make it. It's like they made the outfit and they're like, "Oh my god, you put." And she's like, "Oh my god, congratulations on the blessed event." It's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Oh, Gina, we just have to work on your costume for a minute."
Nice.
So now we're gonna have basically a rap battle because that's as much as Kurtzman can understand. And here's our beautiful, undersized 18-ounce. Please don't come over. If you want to date a woman who looks this old, and I guess she is a woman, she's like 18 to 20, somewhere in there. If you want to date a woman who looks like this, like you should probably burn all the hard drives you've ever had because there's something on you. You've done something if you think this chick is hot. Okay, there's something up. Okay.
She starts talking about the Organian peace treaty.
Meanwhile, she looks like she's
really
from Synapse Pleasure Planet.
I'm like, well, if this is a counselorship, where's the ambassador?
Exactly. And how come she gets to have fingers?
And this one says, it's Omar. This one talks about the Organians.
This is, I believe this is when she's like, the Organian treaty instilled peace for generations. And then this woman interrupted her and said, "You're going to say some people did some things?"
Well, no, the hologram
people
says
did some things.
Well, and then the hologram says the Kit Omar Accords. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they mispronounced the hologram wasn't programmed to understand their own history, can't pronounce it.
Give her a break. She's only 4 months old.
She was installed with a language program that gets shit like that wrong.
As you can see, like homoeroticism is a huge freaking part of this show, which is why we were so offended we all went back and watched it again. Am I right, guys?
I just love the lighting on
won
this.
us over.
Now, when you do
guys, in
spotlights
15 minutes we change our pronouns for a half hour just to be fucking dicks.
For a stage play, you put the spotlight from behind the audience down onto the stage. They fucking do it backwards. They do it from behind the person to shine in everybody's eyes.
Yeah, this is
So
like
you
the
can't
beginning of the
see
Ozzy
anybody.
concert
To hide
when
the
it comes
horrible set decorating they've got.
Yeah, that tree is like been well used. It's their only good prop. But this is the moment where like all the pyro goes off at once. Like Zach Wilde hits like a really deep chord and like, "We love you all right. Like just like an Ozzy concert opening moment, like before they go into the first song, and like another explosion, and he sings "I Don't Know" or something. It's not like this is not academic. Does not look enjoyable. This once again looks like another lame ass nightclub that like only Kurtzman would want to go to.
Well, and again, that lighting from the wrong direction is just stupid. It's just stupid.
And we continue it. They're always backlit, which makes it difficult to get a front shot on them. And these guys weren't allowed to redeliver their lines. This guy didn't give a fuck. Like what? No matter how much he screwed up, he was just going to redo those lines in a studio anyway into that weird voice mod. The whole thing sucked. And then they end up like yelling at each other, and they get like several warnings for personal attacks from the hologram, who is now acts like a nasty gay man and is always launching personal attacks of his own. Am I right?
Well, so here's the two positions. On the one position, main character on the right says the Federation has a right and a duty to put all Klingons into an area of patriotic concentration.
Yeah, we'll have the best camps, is basically what they say.
Then Then we have
mission creep. They'll be perfect camps.
Klingon on the left says, "No, we people all think the same. We're not going to do that."
Which again, they seem to think that if you're a certain ethnicity or a certain species, you're part of a hive mind. Like everybody's the Borg. Yes. I guess there's a hetero mind, hive mind. There's this thing that the Yahtzees had called the Weltgemeinschaft, and JT knows what I guess what it means because he speaks German a little bit. And it's like this bullshit version of the cultural zeitgeist that, like, if everybody was like, if everybody was politically pure in their vision of it, right? Like JT would, like, everything JT knew in math, I would be able to utilize. That was Hilter's crazy fantasy of the Weltgemeinschaft. It's like, we won't need these radios much longer. We'll have the Weltgemeinschaft. Did I get that more or less right? Hive consciousness for the German people.
Yeah, I mean that's a world, like an international community.
They would be becoming like Betazoids. Like that was like some World War II stuff. Anyway, there's our wall where we disgrace all the characters we used to love to try to invoke some emotion for this piece of shit show. And we're all, don't worry, guys. There's a lot of show, but not much to say about it. There's their piece of shit set. Again, like I said, does this not look like some kind of wedding hall where Kurtzman got coked up one time, or the Emmy stage that he's never going to fucking see? It's like, ladies and gentlemen, wait, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Space DEI Awards. So anyway, he goes and has like his fifth panic attack of the episode. And that's when hero character, strong woman, Gina Yashida, who screamed and yelled at Nuhura at the fucking premiere. This woman was so mean to Nuhura. And for those of you just getting here, don't feel that bad for Pride in here. He killed Grover, and he skinned him, and he ritualized the corpse. Okay, this man killed Grover. Germ, you've been kind of quiet. I forced you to watch this show. You want to vent for a minute, guys? Let's hear from Resolute.
Seeing that coat makes me vomit, and well, at least he put Grover's corpse to a good use. He used every part of the body.
He was the one guy.
I think it was Grimace.
He killed Grimace. He killed Grimace because Gina Yashida, who plays Craig or whatever, Thought? Is it Commandant Thought? Whatever, Cadet Master, whatever. She's an asshole. And by the way, I just want to say nobody could tell where Nuhura's eyes were. She looked really hot. This guy had no problem. He was the only guy. He was the only male who looked, even like some of the women were just like, oh my God, she's got huge tracts of land. Like Nuhura was like, you guys made me so ugly for your show. I'm going to do this premiere. I'm going to show up looking like me. And she looked really good.
She does.
And there in the background, you can see Raffi looking better than they make her look. But Raffi like stopped by like the Elon Omar store of like fashion, like, or like set dressing. Like she looks like some sort of like she lives on some sort of weird Star Trek planet. Like she's really living the role right there. And this has her being in Star Trek has nothing to do with her being the president of West Coast SAG there for a while. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
I also want to comment that I hate the style of his where he's wearing a sport coat with no shirt. And not only that, he waxed his chest. I know of no straight man that is going to do that.
Seal. Yeah, the last straight man to do that was probably Seal, right?
Yeah, probably.
Anyone with holes that deep in their face able to get the kind of chicks that he got, but doing something right. But yeah, like... I'm not going to say something insulting like it's a black thing to walk around with a suit with no shirt. It's a fucking classless thing. It's a classless thing.
Right.
You show me anybody who preferentially walks around dressed that way.
So
even Sonny.
It's actually a North African. It's an African.
I was going to ask Jeremy if that was his rant. I know you got more, dude.
This is an African thing, really?
That's some of the style. It's considered high style in parts of Africa.
It's 200.
But you can tell at least this guy's straight. For all
he's not. He's looking her in the eye.
He is looking straight down.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe. He is looking down, but he's towering over little Nuhura. And just guys, so you can have the rest of the experience. Here is my favorite cast member, Sam the hologram. I said this before, guys. As pale and milky as I am from the same neighborhood as Run DMC, Trump, and Nicki Minaj. Okay, I've seen it all. Like I was born in South Jamaica. I was looking at these fucking people, and this woman has out-blacked every single person I've ever known, and I've ridden New York City Transit through Jamaica many times. Jamaica is part of Queens. It's a town in Queens, just so you know. If you look up 47's hometown, it's Jamaica. Anyway, back to our wonderful show.
The gentleman here also is fucking up too. Wearing this with an undershirt.
All of them dressed like shit. Maybe we don't know anything about fashion anymore. He clearly looks like a total idiot. I'm just gonna take your comments down for a minute. Look at this outfit. I'm telling you, I've seen Salt and Pepper live. I have never seen people this black.
It looks like that one girl is reaching back and just grabbing him by the sack.
That guy was the nicest person there. He didn't know why he was there. He didn't know how to answer any questions. He was just trying to get through it. So I don't blame him for underdressing. But some of these other people took it seriously. He was not. He was like, this chick, I got her. That's not her upper lip. She's
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Oh, hey, thank you. The Dead Man with this very generous $4.99. Welcome to the Q Continuum. You know what? Before I read your super chat, I think you deserve some media. I think you deserve to find out who attacked her.
She was attacked by what appears to be essentially a robot.
There we go. Leonard Nimoy telling us exactly how Jack Crusher II was born to Bev. That Picard, that lousy robot. Anyway, that's not her upper lip. She's sucking off, and she's oh god, she's sucking out, and she's gonna grab with her hand her grill. She has a grill in across her front teeth, so she's popping it out so she can talk because it was too bulky to talk with. But she had it on for pictures and the smile. And this to me was one of the most classless things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen it all. But the Dead Man says, did you see that Mikey Spock is now on Boston Blue on Paramount Plus? Is Boston Blue a cop show? She might be okay.
With Tom Selleck? Or
oh wait, Boston Blue is the spin-off show from Blue Bloods? Is that it?
Yeah. His son's the main character.
Yeah, I saw Donnie Wahlberg walking down the street. He's a really good actor. He's able to play someone over 5 feet tall very convincingly. Not so much in real life. Dude, his shoes were like 4 inches thick. He was wearing it was like they took the soles of another pair of Jordans and glued them to the bottom of his Jordans. Jenny McCarthy towered over. He got her. I mean, good for him. But yeah, so whatever. The world's most awkward cast. Anyway,
that dude looks like in real life he also would probably make out with the Klingon. The two of them had fun at that scene.
That guy was actually the most low key and confused person there. I think maybe like his career kicked in the time it took for them to finish this to a degree. Like he may have moved. Some of these people will get something somewhere and get asked about this, and in like 5 years they're gonna be like, yeah, like weird, no second takes, almost tanked my career. That girl whose career did tank had talent. We're gonna hear that kind of stuff from her. But I did not know that Mikey Spock is now on Boston Blue on Paramount Plus. I'm gonna check out the show just to see her and get a read on Sonequa Martin Green's acting before and after Star Trek. I thought she was okay going into Star Trek, not that Sasha from The Walking Dead had the most range of character. She was a depressed person who liked to kill zombies. Thank you, the Dead Man. Anyway, let's return Gina Yashida to our screen in all her beauty. She shows up at Jaden's quarters, and this is like, I don't know, like supposed to be like a scene from a better movie, like Taps. He does look like he borrowed General Zod's outfit. And she's going to sit him down and tell him how to Klingon the right way. And,
even though she's only half.
And bleeds replicant blood from fucking aliens.
I wonder. I don't want to think about that. What happens every month?
The whole oh
How does
god,
she know?
bleeds
How does
milk,
she know?
bleeds that weird
At
yogurt.
the end, how does she know at the okay? I can't say this on YouTube. We'll say it backstage.
The fruit and blueberries come out. I don't know, but she sits down, and I think they may have gotten this all wrong. I don't know, because like we've seen a couple of freeze frames where people's fingers don't exist in frame. They've been green screened out, or the error takes them out. So I don't know if I had this right, because this show does not want you to pay attention. Germ, did he have a MacGuffin? Then she walks in empty-handed. He no longer has a MacGuffin, and she hands him the box with the MacGuffin, which he takes out, and the MacGuffin is now some Klingon, like, it's basically, they do black people and Klingons dirty here. Klingons are now black people in this world, but they're like Sammy Davis Jr. black people. They're also Jewish because they have a diaspora going on, and like we're sending all sorts of political messages that this show does not have the gravitas to do, and basically, I think she hands him back his own MacGuffin. He pulls it out of the box. Then we cut away while she's talking, and he's on his knees somewhere else on another set, putting this thing around his neck. And then we finish our conversation, and like nothing went wrong, and none of it made sense. It was all shot out of order.
Chat.
Sean, go ahead.
No, the chat.
You can say that.
I will not. Somebody else can.
Germ, help me here. What the hell happened in this scene?
Sometimes it's both.
I have no freaking idea. I was skipping around all through this.
They cut away in the middle of this stupid scene to show him putting on his bling. She gives him some bling. It's pretty insulting. So anyway, now we're at the debate contest, and he gets all misty-eyed and
by his damn self.
Jesus, JT, that is nasty.
And yeah, these are not even good contact lenses. You can see the amount of the way the lights are glowing off them
and stuff. Don't read it. You got to keep the show going.
No, you got to read it.
Okay, Sean, take over for a minute.
Okay, while T's
Okay.
laughing it off,
Okay.
did anyone notice that the guy that supposedly gets stage fright and flop sweats about public speaking is the same person who apparently is a warrior with words?
Yes. Gaiden makes the stupidest speech I've ever heard, all about himself. This is no longer debate. There's no one else on the stage but him. And
this is where he goes back after he was kicked out, right?
Yeah.
And they don't show the scene of him begging the doctor, "Hey, can you give me another chance?"
Right. And so all he doesn't do a debate format either. He makes a completely irrelevant anecdotal argument about his family and his lived experience. And I think he wants to say we was Kangs, but they weren't allowed to for some reason. But that's what it sunk down to. And he says something really awful. He says, battle is the way we honor each other. It is the way we became one. The Federation would do better to humble themselves and learn to hear our language as it is spoken. Like, how fucking dare you walk in?
You've heard it in the original Klingon.
Which, by the way, here's the thing. These two were supposed to be the last debate of the night, right?
Yeah.
This was like the main event. The doctor kicks them out, says, "You guys are done. It's over."
Because they insult each other.
But yet the whole audience is just sitting in there still. And then he goes back and everyone's still in their seats. Even though the doctor had called it off.
Yep.
Like, hold on, don't go anywhere. There's going to be a big speech moment and a where one person starts clapping and then three people more join. And then you hear the sports trophy music.
If you're the kind of person who's inclined to try to interact with the cast, you could ask Robert Picardo why after this episode, he still can say this is a good show. Forget everything else. After last night's episode, the way it was directed and stuff, and it was a mess and herky jerky, and I had to take Dramamine. Like, you're still going to defend this show, Bobo?
He knows what a good show is. That's the thing. He knows.
He's
what a
in
good
so
show
many,
is.
but he doesn't. Clearly, he knows what a good paycheck is. And the Doctor's outfit is so weird. We've never seen him in jack boots before. In this fucking Star Trek, everybody wears goddamn jack boots. I guess so their heels can strike sparks on the pavement when they take over planets and scare people. Because that's why the Germans did it.
They don't wear regular like uniform boots.
Yeah, and just to be clear, none of us are knocking him for getting a paycheck.
No, we have said a few times that he deserves to get paid and probably got lied to a good deal here.
That's not how you aim a bow, an arrow.
It's a space arrow.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never went to Boy Scout or Girl Scout camp. Not even on a visit.
Neither one of his dads was willing to be the group leader.
I mean, I still can't believe that, like, basically the they, them Hadar goes to his quarters and gives Cloris Leachman's speech from fucking Beer Fest. I've had plenty of things shoved up my ass. I got over it. Anyway.
Now, he goes on the stage of the bridge. He's on the bridge of the USS Discovery.
Yes, and by the way, they are very angry that they couldn't get the entire set from the Masked Singer, and they're just going to keep dwelling on the fact that the Masked Singer kicked the shit out of them in the ratings when they were put on CBS. So like, what? We lost in the ratings for the Masked Singer? What does that mean? It's like we need to Masked Singer up the show and put singing and dancing into every episode. And they
did have the people in the Mugatu costume.
Well, he turns to Captain School Principal here and says, "What if I'm wrong?" He doesn't say wrong. He clips it too tightly and he says, "What if I'm wrong?" And I'm just like, well, bitch, maybe you should have kept your mouth shut when you thought you were all that on that stage and thought about the consequences of your words and actions before you start spouting off a bunch of shit, huh?
Yeah.
I was ready for her to serve him with the space paternity suit and tell her species can get pregnant, like, orally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do these Klingons also have two dicks? I mean, it's how dumb this show is. I mean, this is a true thing, guys. The Discovery Klingons that this show is a spin-off of and has characters from, they have two dicks. And by the way, how did we get by without the scary talent of Jet Reno so far?
Are you able to back it up just a wee bit? A wee bit more? Maybe we'll catch it. One more. Just try. No, we're not going to. She says, take us out of warp to Ensign Prideweather's descendant. Yeah. Lieutenant HIV has a line in this one.
It doesn't make any sense to say take us out of warp. Nothing Star Trek like about it. They avoid Star Trek terms and destruct them when they use it.
Yep.
And by the way, there we have it. You've heard of the elf on the shelf. Well, how about the Klingon with the bling on?
Also, the funny part of this, they had to take this whole ship for the Athena. They undock the ship. So now this Athena is just a flying saucer.
Yeah, it looks like shit.
It's
and that's
just
why
a flying saucer.
We're wondering if they bought this off a video game that ran out of funding. So now they have this confrontation with the Klingons.
They just fucking rip it off and not even pay for shit.
I think the deal is the video game didn't make it to release and they bought it out of bankruptcy.
Maybe they're like, we're tired of getting sued for stealing people's IPs.
Yeah.
Hey, my son made this for his computing graphics final. We could use that. I told him to keep it vaguely Star Trek like just in case. It looks like shit. Their shields look like shit. Their effects look like shit. But here's what's happening. The Klingon Moses here says, "Let my people go to the planet you want us to go to anyway." And they say, "No, we will not let you go. No, we will not let you go. Let them go." No. All right, so
and he's the warlord.
Yeah, he's the warlord. And let me tell you something. I'm pretty sure he has an ivory-handled disruptor pistol because he's like a pimp from a cheap New Louisiana whorehouse. But at any rate, she's going to stare him down. Now, her and this Klingon guy had some sort of weird conversation, and this is her being tricky again. Remember last week she would stop in mid-sentence and stare people down to get the hint? She's doing that shit again. That's the intellectual level this show operates on.
Now,
so then
right
we
here,
have the space on this. I guess it's like Star Citizen or something.
Yeah, you don't barely get any time with it. So this fleet right here, they're going to have 6 Federation starships against what I would count on screen was anywhere between 35 and 40, but you don't get enough time to actually count them all that warp in unless you freeze the frame like you got here. There's about 40 ships, and only maybe 8 of them are actually Klingon warships. The rest of them are these freighters.
They look like colonial movers.
Yeah,
it looks like a ship that was said colonial movers on the side in Battlestar Galactica.
This is the Battlestar Galactica fleet.
Yep.
These are all the Klingons, the last 10,000.
It's like 4
Klingons.
ships from that fleet replicated over and over. It's not the whole fleet.
Well, this is the whole fleet because they had less of a budget than BSG or less of an imagination.
This is their whole fleet, but it's basically like it's heavily inspired by it's basically ripped off.
Yeah, so the Battlestar Galactica fleet is here. You have the 6 Federation star bases that are going to go and just take out the Klingons, the colonial
And they're going to
Klingons.
do this without the capacity to go to warp, I guess, because they left their fucking spore drive or whatever the hell this ship uses, hamster drive behind. Okay. Well, I mean, spore brings you to warp, but I mean, that's right. She had warp cores on her pajamas last week, so we have warp cores again. We found some synthetic dilithium or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll explain that at some point, but I guess we have meaningful like saucer sep here, but like this battle, which is not by any means the best and could have been talked out quite easily. They let the Klingons attack them and they let the Klingons beat them. And then the Klingons claim the planet in the name of the Klingon Empire or whatever, because they're so scary badass.
Well, they just callously start firing at one another. And then the Federation give up without one ship being destroyed on either side. Like they're totally willing to just gamble people's lives for this stupidity. And also, did you notice that they're firing the Kurtzman J.J. Abrams Trek little pew-pew phaser bolts? But they fired them
arced and had gravity effect on them.
They also fired them at like 1/5 of the intensity of normal
moving,
JJ stuff. So that way it was cheaper.
No
it was cheaper. Don't fire so many phasers. That's too expensive. It'll cost us less than CGI if we just don't fire as much, even though we're rapid fire phasers. Yeah.
Hell, Wes Cagle, sir.
I feel like I need to stand up after that. Wow.
I know. I've got faith of the heart. We'll sing the Federation
part of the show, and I'm so angry about it.
The end after the end, it did really, really, really suck.
No, just the whole premise of let's have a fake battle and let them think they beat us so that now when we depart, the Klingons are going to have the feeling they can just attack any Federation planet they want and conquer it.
Well, I think we should point out.
How many lives are you putting at stake after this is over?
I would point out
just
too
emboldened a group of people that hate humans,
and also their
right in the middle of Federation space.
Yeah, that's
their leader's in on it. Their leader was in on it. So
what
we have is
you know how often those guys get taken over, and we need battle.
Oh, he'll get overthrown next week. Yeah.
So you just invited so here's the parallel. You just invited a group of people that came from a crappy place into your home, provided them with an entire world who hate you, and gave them opportunities to attack you.
And showed them weakness. Great weakness. Well, guys, we reached the end of the episode, and in a moment we're gonna give you our thoughts on it. Thank God. I just in closing here. We get another low effort, absolutely terrible Kurtzman space battle. And then so to make up for it, because they spent some money, they're like, we gotta add 10 minutes to runtime so that like people like Mexican Iron Man who like break down how much it costs per second can't come up with an overly embarrassing number. What was it for Rings of Power? $75,000 per second.
Something like that.
Yeah. This show is also in that range. It costs as much as Rings of Power. And ever since those criticisms came out, the shows have gotten longer and more bloated. So they didn't learn from their critics except like to find more deniability. These people must be like the worst lives. I would never let these people, like, the fact that they have a show dealing with youths and how they deal with school and their take on school. Everyone at Starfleet Academy is being taught to lie, cheat, and steal. They put the best liar, cheater, stealer in charge. It just sucks. But this fucking loser has put back together his nano pet that his dead brother gave him, and he's a good Starfleet Klingon now.
I just, I'm thinking on this, like, who is this made for?
Stairs. Even like the most able person, even like an older person with full mobility, whatever, these stairs are sir, we have to call Albert Einstein to design some better stairs at Starfleet Academy.
I don't think these are OSHA compliant.
We couldn't get an elevator on this set. There are no turbo lifts. People walk onto the bridge.
Right. The other part about this is we finally get a father for the first time. We get two halves.
They're both losers.
Yeah, they're both losers. So to that, I don't know if everybody on this panel is a father. Maybe you are unknowingly. But you're muted, Admiral. You're muted.
I have two fathers.
Yeah, well,
I'm not a father, but I did have two. I'm adopted. I did it the old-fashioned way.
Yes. In the only way that they
think about all the minority grieving I missed out on by not knowing I was Hispanic.
In the only time they finally bring in a father for the first time in 4 episodes, and they have all these family dynamics. The first time they have a father, and they have to make it a polyamorous relationship. Come on.
And he shit, and he lets his son die.
Yep.
And he tells the other one, stop being a pussy.
And
then he sends him a
the other one.
message. Yeah. And he sends him a cryptic message by missing a bird with an arrow, which looks like an everyday mistake, and runs away like he fucked up and never explains himself. But a strong woman later reinterprets what he did for his idiot son so that he could understand that his father was the bestest ever. But he needed a will. So we understood we had to give some accomplishments and role to men, but they all do it really ineptly. And these are the first men we've seen around. So to make up for it, we make them 2 cucks who live with a fucking ugly woman. I'm sorry. Like I that female orc that they're fucking, she ain't for me.
Well, she wasn't.
What a joy to watch. What a joy to watch.
This was one of the worst programs I've ever seen in my life. Here's the question. We'll start with Germ. Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. Bad Star Trek or worst Star Trek ever?
I'm going to have to go with worst at this point.
Is it worse than last week's?
By far. This was mind-numbingly bad. It took me almost 4 hours to complete a 1-hour episode.
Ooh.
I watched this fucking thing twice. It took like 3 hours to get through 2 watches because I found every reason to walk away from it. It was terrible. Here's the thing. This one did make sense more than last week. You could figure out what was going on, but it was so...
that almost makes it worse.
It was so low energy.
Highly derivative. Highly derivative.
So low energy. It sucked. It's like... It was like, try just no energy at all, just the worst. And so I guess Germ, like if you had to give this a rating, the rating starts and begins. It goes F to A or F to reverse A.
Is there a finish me now? I don't want to survive this.
Basically, that's called the Woody Johnson option, where you just press simulate on your franchise and let your fans
beam me into space. Yeah.
By the way, guys, did you hear that Wink Martindale is going to be the offensive coordinator for next year's Star Trek? I thought you guys would appreciate it. Norv Turner's writing a couple of scripts for next year. He's going to have some schemes. I don't know what to tell you about this. What is more of a mess, Star Trek or the New York Jets? Germ can't give it a rating. It's too low for 0 is the only way to put it. JT, it falls to you. You're next. Try to quantify this.
You got a lot of my major complaints out of the way throughout this. I hate the way that they portray men and fathers. I hate the way that they ruin Klingons. Is it bad Star Trek or the worst Star Trek ever? Well, I'm going to compare it to Star Trek Discovery's ruination of the Vulcans and Romulans by making them move onto Vulcan and then renaming the planet Nevar, which the great Doomcock said, I'm never going to call it that. It's Vulcan. And I was like, all hail Doomcock.
Yeah.
The great Overlord DVD. And from there, I'm going to compare it to that because they totally screwed up the Romulans and the Vulcans. Now, this show is actually worse than that one. What they've done to the Klingons here is permanent damage, and they also gave a middle finger to Battlestar Galactica.
What they
and
did
that's
to me
something
was
I can't
permanent
stand.
damage. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to have a functioning IQ in time for the Enterprise show. Come anyway, guys. Please show up on Saturday night at 9 p.m. when we do Star Trek Enterprise. We're going to finish the Forge trilogy. And that story is pretty good. And thank all of you who joined or watched that one. 1,200 views. Thank you all so much.
You know, I was watching TNG as a kid, 5, 6, 7 years old. I could watch those episodes. I'm not showing this to a 5, 6, 7-year-old with two men doing that. They're not old enough to have that conversation with, and I can't explain to them why this one has 3 parents, why 2 men are doing this with one another. Like, no.
One day someone's going to come out and they're going to say, do you understand what that I'm saying? And they'll be like, yeah, I saw Star Trek. In about 5 years, there's going to be someone like hitting like 18 who's going to come out to his friends. And they're not going to do it like they did in Stranger Things, because I don't think anybody probably ever would. But they'd be like, dude, are you saying that you're like sort of Star Trekky? Yeah. I'm a transporter.
Those conversations are meant to be had at home where you can talk about it very carefully with a young person.
My transwarp drive. Yeah, like this is not, and also like, what is the purpose of this fucking show? Your kid's first exposure to gay people? I wouldn't want it to be this. They're underhanded scumbags.
No,
and I wouldn't want it to be from Star Trek.
And you hate these characters, and they are all about identity politics and their personal identities and all this. You're gonna have a kid's first impression of people like this very well could be negative. Is that what you want? And that's not what I want for my kids to learn that way. We should be respectful to all people. We really should. I know we made fun of some folks earlier in the show. We want to be respectful for all people, and this show does not do that. I give it an F. Brought to you by the letter F, just like in Sean's beautiful, awesome video at the beginning. So
awesome.
We got
to show that again at the end of the show.
Okay.
That was a great video. We can end with that one. Well, no, we'll show that before Cindy, sweetie. If we got here late, you got to hang out for a couple of minutes and see Sean's Children's Television
I don't
Network.
think Wes Cagle saw it.
A lot of people have joined since then.
Reference in the video, by the way.
I'm going to assume we've had like some audience turnover by now.
Yeah.
But some of you guys are really hanging in there. Hello to Jason Love. Oh, I said hello to Jason Love before.
Hey,
You've all been hanging in there for a while. Our chatters have all been here for a while. And guys, if you're coming through later, hit the like and follow. They still count. And here's something I found out. After you hit 30, every few likes really is a little more. Like if we hit 35, they put like solid rocket boosters on the side of the main rocket tank that takes us up into that is the biggest boost ever. And also leave us your Star Trek questions, comments, or even gifs and emojis. If you're a channel member, spam it up. And if you have your notifications on, that would help too. We're going to try to survive what Neon and Geeky Sparkle says is the end of YouTube as we know it. The only way we'll survive it is by tightening up the community as much as we can. And if you could turn on the notifications, I would personally be very, very, very grateful. I take it very easy on those, and I don't break the YouTube speed limit. 3 a day is a lot. Like it's usually, for me, it's 0 a day. or the one before I'm streaming, and then when I come on. I don't beat you guys up on that one, and we're pretty smart with the community tab too. Like when we announce a member stream, we go back to the same post and post in the link later. But I guess Sean has to now deal with this. The flaming bag of shit has been thrown in Sean's direction.
Well, okay, I'm gonna get the good out of the way first because we tried to be objective, and this episode is the only one so far that had at least a couple of moments where I was a little bit interested. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I kind of dug Jaden's relationship with his brother. I kind of like that. The actor that played his brother was pretty damn good. I like that. There was one other thing. They at least said, even though they violated it later, they at least said basically, when you get emotional on the bait, you lose it. So, okay, they planted that little nugget into some brains. What else? At least this was a character-centric episode where it wasn't just a bunch of morons saying and doing nothing. There was a story. There was a beginning, a middle, and end, even though it was absolutely ludicrous.
Yes, they prompted the AI much better this week.
Yeah, they did. But aside from that, the metaphors of white guilt played through. They just invited people who hate them into their backyard and let them think they want to fight and that they can conquer anywhere they want, which is really fucking smart. It was so
they gave them 40 telecams and a targ, Sean.
Yeah, well, that's true. It was, JT alluded to this. Why do you have the chancellor of the college going out to solve an interplanetary interspecies?
Why do you have?
A
Why are you
diplomatic
taking advice from your
when it should have
cadets?
been the Federation Council and not the leader of the Klingons meeting her in a back room talking about when they used to fuck?
Right.
I think the implication is that the Athena is the only ship that can get around. Like they got there with every ship they have that's functioning.
They had,
They're like,
they had
USS
6
piece
ships.
of shit. The
Right,
USS
but I mean,
asshole,
that's it.
The USS dildo fuck. I mean, they had all
And the USS Riker. Yeah.
Right. But they had the Riker. I like that. That was like a high point of the
1,000 years
episode.
later, they
Fan
would know who the
service.
fuck he was.
Well, I mean, they
the
still
wall
remember
of people,
Nog.
Like 1,000 years have gone by, but the only people that they had on that wall are from the 24th fucking century.
To be fair, it seems like there's a huge age of darkness where no one learns anything for a long time because we've only just gotten back to TOS level tech here. These fucking idiots can't do anything. People walk around mutilated, missing eyes, missing limbs. And it's like, Nog's name's up on that wall. I seem to remember him growing a whole new leg and he wasn't any kind of lizard boy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, there was a couple of cool moments in the show. I was moderately interested in what was going on with Jaden's backstory, like ever so slightly. But which really should anger everyone because it shows that they do have the ability to write a good story if they wanted to.
This one may have been killed by their need to bloat it.
Of course it was.
This one may have been killed only by the need to bloat it. That's how crazy it is. Because if there was a good story in there,
their woke shit. They have to push really good story opportunities to put in the queer baiting. And I keep
we
saying
had
queer
the
baiting,
we had
but
the
it's
story with the
exactly
brother.
What it is because the community hates it when you do that to them.
Well, here's the thing.
It's
I
like
think
you didn't show them make out. That is going to piss them all off.
Right, you're right. They did something that is the ultimate in pandering, but that's how Alex Kurtzman is in Star Trek Discovery. We have our first ever Star Trek gay couple. One dies in episode 1 that we see him in, and from that point on, he's just like a freaking prawn hub ghost, until he becomes a mushroom ghost. But I mean, like our gay couple, we had plausible deniability on that. If that didn't go well, they could have been like, "Oh no, one's a ghost."
Yeah.
I mean, this is ending this show now is the biggest no-brainer since Janeway didn't tell people to stop going on the fucking holodeck of the goddamn Voyager. You know, you don't go on the holodeck of the Voyager. Right? I guess. Do you have any kind of rating you could throw on this one before we?
Yeah, it gets the last level of hell. That's what it gets.
Oof.
Hey,
So
Miskatonic.
Hey, Miskatonic. I've come up with a better way to ask it. You ready?
Yeah.
Worst Star Trek or worse than last week or worst Star Trek ever? Or is that a distinction without a difference?
I got to say it. I take back. I think I said it earlier in our convo was where like, oh, it didn't get worse. And now that I'm thinking about it, it got way worse.
The thing that made it confusing, that made it seem like it might have had not gotten better, was that the through line is evident, but it's because they beat it to death. The way I put it was, it had some chunks of undigested Star Trek and what it regurgitated onto the screen.
Yeah, and that makes it worse to me because it shows that they could do it if they had wanted to, and that's almost more insulting. I would almost rather them just be complete fucking idiots, but they aren't. They know what they're doing.
At this point, they're doing what they're good at. They're taunting us.
Yeah,
I don't think that's why it's good, because it's one big troll. And guys, we said this a few weeks ago. We truly believe that Kurtzman is probably, this is our opinion, and we haven't seen any contracts, but here comes some very serious implications. I allege, through my freedom of speech, which I'm sure Mr. Kurtzman would love to have some control over that, because the way that he has pontificated to us, I don't think he has much tolerance for anyone's speech. Well, I allege that Mr. Kurtzman is exploiting loopholes in the old contract in bad faith, making Star Trek worse and worse every week so that he can get a higher fee. Because if they don't buy it, I believe that there are loopholes in the contract which allow them to sell it to other people. How do I know? They passed in the final season of Lower Decks. And Alex Kurtzman is his company is court certified as lying, all right, or at least sealed arbitration certified as lying in a way that we can't prove, but nothing else makes sense. It's like, sir, the police didn't come to your house to congratulate you on the freedom of speech in that tweet. It's like, it was the most unbelievable story from Alex Kurtzman. So how did this kid ever get out of high school? How did he ever make it into college? How did he ever get one over on his parents to get the car keys? Did he live the most boring life? Was he just like a really wealthy latchkey kid? Did he get a brainworm like when he was in New Zealand making Xena Warrior Princess still his best live action work? You should have quit after Xena. This is terrible. Smarter people than me have tried to figure this out. The one thing I did deliver was, I said a long time ago, guys, you're not going to believe this, but from what we're hearing, the White House has a lot of interest in Star Trek. How many times in the last week has the White House weighed in on Star Trek through Stephen Miller?
5? A lot. Yeah.
5, 6.
Yeah.
And you know what? Also, the only thing to be said for this show right now, and by the way, I give this show a reverse A. And it's the worst Star Trek ever. The Alex guys, I'm going to make a quick statement. If you agree, you agree. Jeremy, even I need to hear from you on this one. The free fall has continued. It has been the worst episode of Star Trek ever since Section 31. So say we all.
Agreed.
Guys, this was a review of the worst episode of Star Trek until next episode of Star Trek. Go for it.
To celebrate here, 30 years ago, last night, to the day, Voyager Season 2, Episode 15 aired in 1996. Okay. That episode was Threshold. The Warp 10 experiment gone wrong, where Janeway and Paris turn into salamanders.
What a fantastic episode that was. One of the greatest episodes. Guys, if you want to see a spirited conversation between a man too drunk to operate a computer and Admiral Teague, check out Threshold Watch Party and go to the middle where Scotty R37 tells me a few choice words about how dumb I am and how I'm even dumber than Robert Meyer Burnett. And he's definitely not fueled by he's definitely fueled by more than just anger. We'll put it to you that way. But yeah, Threshold was absolute fucking Shakespeare compared to this. This is dog shit. This is absolute dog shit. This is fit for you know. These are the people I think deserve to watch this show. They're the people it's made for. I believe that. John Leguizamo would enjoy this show. I believe that Mark Ruffalo likes this show, and I don't know why he hasn't been on it because he finally got fired as the Hulk. We can't throw on one more has-been. Can we squeeze him into season 5 of Strange New Worlds? This is just the worst Star Trek till next Star Trek. I'm going to call it right now. Next week will again be worse. The thing is, Section 31 was the worst Star Trek we'd ever seen, but it kind of rolled off us like water off a duck's back, though I've seen a new trope starting to occur with Kurtzman. Have you noticed that he continues to think that it's the term Star Trek is the real problem and that he wants to get away from it? Like, Star Trek is tiny on this. Starfleet Academy is huge.
He wants to take it over.
Well, I do think he wants the licensing at the end, but I think he feels like we need like a slight rebranding. Like Section 31 was rebranding to Section 31. It just didn't work out.
Oh yeah,
Starfleet Academy is another rebranding.
IP.
Yeah, now it's for kids who are gay curious.
Yeah, and to your point earlier about like what's he up to, I don't know what the hell the real story is. I can tell you this: I guarantee it's nefarious. Whatever the explanation is as to what his plans are, what he's trying to do, it is not in good faith.
His dream is that one day it'll be called hetero abnormative.
I think we get like Occam's razor. I think he's that political. He's stated it multiple times. He's got insane TDS. I think personally, he's like, I've got enough money. I can retire. Now I can just fuck this thing over how I want. And I'm going to burn it down because fuck the people who, that's how much he hates the other side.
I propose a different set of circumstances. I think that if the right-wing side had been the underdogs when he started, he would have gone and pandered to them. And that if right now he thought that there was more money in it, he would throw all this shit over in 1 second and like make like one fucking insincere statement. And then they'd say, what are you doing? He's like, I'm making Star Trek more like you grew up with. Go back to the same old lies. We would get this show, and I don't think he has any beliefs.
I don't think he's smart enough for that.
He doesn't have any beliefs. He's not smart enough for it, but he saw what they did to Stephen Colbert. Here's the deal, guys. Stephen Colbert was once funny many, many years ago. 61-year-old Stephen Colbert has not been funny in this century. Okay, maybe when George Bush was president. Maybe. Stephen Colbert, they said he lost his job because the White House called it in and it's censorship. He lost his job because his show didn't make any money and it sucked.
He hasn't.
He hasn't. I was a Stephen Colbert fan. I watched Strangers with Candy. It was a funny fucking show. He was the guidance counselor. Okay, it was a funny fucking show. He was a million different voices on Adult Swim. He's on C-Lab 2028. He's on all these different shows that were fun. He was kind of okay for a while. And when we thought it was sarcasm, we still thought he was funny. He's not funny anymore. And what they did is to set him up, he's going extra hard after Trump, something he does. His heart's not that into it. His heart is about making money. He got fired and canceled because his show underperformed and sucked, but he spun it as political persecution. So now he gets to go on college speaking tours for the rest of his life and be like left-wing Charlie Kirk. That's his future. And a YouTube channel that's going to be terrible with a lot of fake engagement. That's why I would ask you guys, honestly, stick with us, the independent voices, the U's in YouTube, and help us, increase our signal strength. This is what you're up against. I believe that if Alex Kurtzman was offered a contract tomorrow by the Republican Party to make all of their fucking commercials for a year, he would do so. And then, of course, there would only be one party. If he made the commercials for the Democrats, they would disappear in a year. If he was the exclusive broker of information for anything whatsoever, he would tank it in a year. This is the most incredible experiment in ineptitude we have ever seen in our lives. For 8 straight years with no accountability, this fucking arrogant man and his hubristic view and his hubristic apparent worldview. And I say again, I believe that he has no beliefs whatsoever. I believe that he is a blank slate, a fraud, and a charlatan. I believe that the things that Stephen Colbert has said about the president are true about Kurtzman. That's my belief about him. I believe that if he could do it, he would silence us, and I believe he's tried. I believe if he could do it, he would take people like us and send us somewhere where we could be re-educated to think along the lines that he thinks. And I'm fucking tired of him, and I'm tired of getting it from Star Trek. And I think that now at the end, we all have to band together, and we are looking at a year of hell. All right? With this Kurtzman garbage is going to come out in dribs and drabs unless they buy it outright to burn it. But I think that they're trying to get out of triggering his payout clause. They're like, at this point, it's 11 months countdown to not pay him out. This is a tantrum. This is a tantrum by a madman. Kurtzman is trying to burn down the entire studio system of Paramount on his way out. It is, in my opinion, extortion. I don't see the kind of money he's getting for this fucking show on screen. It is absolutely the worst. Star Trek will survive, but will it be children's books and young adult novels, or can we take it away from this absolute fucking madman? I don't know, but I've had enough of these stupid stories, and I'll tell you this. One day a real rain is going to come and wash away these stories. In 30 years, I don't think they'll be able to have enough brand confusion to get rid of the original Star Trek. They'll always know who Captain Kirk is, and they're not going to think of that guy who does it on Strange New Worlds.
Well, Shatner's still going to be around to promote it, so.
and Shatner, well played. Yeah, he will be. And well played. He trolled them right back with that cereal commercial and made them look like fucking idiots. And you know what? If I already didn't want to go up and give William Shatner a giant hug and tell him thank you very much, I would do it again. I really enjoyed the way he trolled. He showed those assholes like, I have more showbiz experience than your entire writer's room. We have never seen a writer's room go 17 years on pandering. His funding got cut by Netflix, so he was always woke, and he was always wild, and he was always this way. But he had to start getting money this way. He is the worst storyteller. So when he asks for this money from these narrow interest groups, he does it really stupid. And he tells provable lies. And he says things that are provably false. And then he fucking promises them the world. And what you get is this, like what happened? He went to a fucking, like, some kind of new age sweat lodge place where everybody was Democratic donor swingers. And he's like, hey, I saw some of you guys at Steinep's Pleasure Planet. We got a great show for you here. It promotes the swinging lifestyle. It's a pan-amorous family episode of Star Trek. Well, get this, we make the Klingons, we cuck them, and we give them the females multiple partners. What do you guys think? And everybody was like, oh, we'll take our money. Shut up and take our money, sir. Oh, Mr. Kurtzman, sir, what a wonderful idea. Yeah, I made Stacey Abrams Earthican president.
What an accomplishment. Really, truly.
I want to thank the Republican governor of Georgia for making Stacey Abrams a Star Trek star, because he proved a point. They said, if they have a Republican governor, he'll let Trump do whatever he wants. They'll lay down for him and they'll let Trump walk all over him. What's the real reason Trump got in all that fucking trouble? It was that Republican that beat Stacey Abrams, took Trump and almost destroyed him with the fucking law in that crazy phone call. That Republican governor didn't back down. So Kurtzman would have been wrong. Imagine what we can only imagine what Stacey Abrams would have done. All we know is when that scenario played out where the governor would be, approached and pressured by the president, what is that? I don't even know that guy's name, but he didn't back down. He's like, no, fuck you. We counted the votes. We counted them right. And he had confidence in his voting system, whether you guys believe it or not. And I don't know if I do either. I'm not saying anything larger, but, look at Alex Kurtzman's heroes here. So he's pandering to these narrow special interest groups. And by watching any given episode, you could tell where it came from. This is an inverse A. This was perfect non-entertainment. This wasn't even good enough to watch on your phone while you were at work. Don't let your kids watch this show. And I don't know if there's a next week for Star Trek Share Your Pain, because I've been watching. We'll see how this does on views. Enterprise is doing fine, and it looks like the Star Trek tide for this bad. The call for the end of Kurtzman Trek has crescendoed. It's echoing. And I think it's going to die down a little, and we're going to move on to next outrageous, stupid thing, because I think Fallout is making one mistake after another and getting worse. So all I can say to people is
that one good scene.
I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I've enjoyed it so far.
Okay, there's division about Fallout. I can only say,
bro,
guys,
I showed you that one scene.
It was good. That one scene was okay.
Yes.
All right, listen, there's division.
They beat 4 episodes. Star Trek with that one good scene I showed you.
I don't know if it was. I think it's Istaphobos and the oldest gamer are debating it, and one thinks it's great and one thinks it's terrible. And I can't. I think I can't tell. I forgot who's advocating for which. All I know is I'm gonna go with the oldest gamer when he wins. Why not? He's the nicest guy in the world.
I don't care.
How do you tell the oldest gamer he's wrong?
I don't care if it follows the game or not. I just want a cool show. I can give a shit if it follows the game.
Next week is the perfect time, because next week is the season finale for season 2.
Oh, okay.
Well, I can catch up on that on Amazon. And if you're a fan of Fallout, there's another thing on Amazon that Krimlon recommended, and I watched it, and it's a great movie. And I don't mean great in the sense it's not 90s great, but I will say this movie would have still gotten made in the 90s. The point where I was shocked that it could get made now. Some of you guys saw it. Did anyone see
what show is this?
Crew with Jason Momoa?
Oh no, I haven't.
All right, so it's Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa, and Boba Fett.
Oh,
Tamura Morrison. They double New Zealand for Hawaii. It works fine. I think one of the female characters is the black female, or the Latino and black female detective from The Accountant. I think I nailed the ethnicity, but you know what I'm talking about. The female detectives in both Accountant movies. They kept the cast for Accountant too.
I didn't see
And
those.
Baron Paul's in there. It's good stuff. Oh, Bautista's in there. It's good stuff. It's a good movie. Wrecking Crew was a good movie. It's really fun. I'll give away one joke. So Jason Momoa is a wild man, crazy cop. Think Bruce Willis in Die Hard, and these two guys grab him while he's in his bathroom, and he's naked. They got him from behind, and they're holding a knife to his throat, and they've got him the first part of the conversation shot in the mirror, right, as he's talking. And then he's like, geez, I'm naked. Could you please? And this was the kind of banter that Kurtzman tries and fails to do. And he's like, that knife, man, is fucking sharp, man. Stop fucking with me. And spin him around. And so he's facing the guy naked. And everybody looks down at the two fucking attackers look down at Jason Momoa's dick. And he goes, sword fight, and starts swiveling at the hips. And the sound effect is hilarious. And he's slapping them with his stick.
So is it like a silly,
hilarious,
zany comedy or something?
It is the weirdest movie. Watch it. It's short enough. Please just give it a try. It was so fucking funny. I loved the Wrecking Crew. I was on the floor. Oh my God, Germ's gone.
Did he say goodbye?
He said he had to go on the side. Yeah.
Hope he's okay.
Okay. I missed that one. Sorry,
Pleasure
guys.
Pleasure to have him.
Pleasure to have you, buddy. He's like Daniels. He can do the temporal Cold War and just disappear into time. By the way, I just want to say I think that this show is a terrible reward for my ancestors, me, and my grandchildren fighting through this temporal Cold War to get to this future. I mean, honestly, if this is the future, like I want to become a reactionary and become like the Unabomber and move out into the woods and get rid of all technology and scream at the planes.
Right?
Yeah. And scream at all the planes that fly overhead and make my own springs and my own screws and just live in a shack in like Montana. I give up. I give up on life. I give up on the world. All right. So we'll find out. The barometer for this one is, are people still talking about this show next week? Because I feel bad for the people who make video essays because if you're disparate, you'll do fine. But someone out there is just going to get in on it too late. This has been the Starfleet Academy having this.
I always look forward to Az's commentary on these.
Az hasn't made the kind of video essays that are as amazing as the ones Disparu makes. Disparu's video essays on this are tops. Doomcock had a good video on it today, but he makes videos, not video essays.
Freak out. I just like watching.
On this one, Az paused for like 2 full minutes and stared into the camera.
Yeah. Oh, did he do
that
episode 4?
No, I'm working off my episode 3 that I watched.
Oh, okay.
He just thought that was a good 1 minute, right? He's just like, I did nothing. And then like he sat there stock still to the point that I checked my device and like time code's still going.
Yeah. I did.
I checked twice. I was like, wait a minute. It's been too long by now, surely. But that was an audacious move. Did he place his commercial there on his? Because I think it was like a half-hour video.
No, because he did that stare pretty early in that video. I don't think he would have timed a commercial that soon.
We're not. If this had been like 2 years ago, we would say we'd keep going until Rocco's truck is fixed, and we would stay on the air for like a week and a half. But I think we've got to 3 hours and a half, and we should probably get it in under 4 because 4 seems to be too much for this. We it was 5 hours for the double episodes, so I mean we only had one episode this week. We got good and vented. I would have to say, it takes this much venting. This is basically what they call, if you have a rage problem, and if you watch this show, you will have a rage problem afterwards. I
guarantee.
Is that us?
Was it? Did you share something and then it echoed?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put it on stage.
I put it on stage. I
okay. No, I was getting it ready for the video we were going to share here.
Oh, I was confused. Yeah, that's on me. Okay, guys. Yeah, we're going to share the video in a minute. Yeah, put it back. I'm sorry. My baddie. Yeah, what can I tell you? Worst Trek till next week's Trek. I'm sure it'll be worse. Next week, maybe an upload. I don't know. It depends on how much the episode outrages us. Why is this show our longest show? Because when you watch this show, we still haven't gotten back the time we put into it. And like we could rant and rave a lot longer. This was one of the worst experiences of my fandom life. And this is absolutely non-entertainment. All right. So this was brought to you by a grant from the Helena Rubinstein Foundation, if you remember that one. I don't think I'm really allowed to say that because that would be misrepresenting their brand. But this one is brought to you by the letters F and U. And I guess you ready 0. with the PSA? Yeah, the number 0.
Yeah.
There's only like a half season of this left. Maybe they'll buy it outright and say, they have to buy it and they have to promise to show it. There might be no time frame on that. Maybe they show it in like 30 years. Like, oh, we put it in the vault. It's like, could you imagine that? Like they buy it off of him and he's like all pleased. And they bring him to like the premiere and instead they're like it's the Ellisons and they take all the DVDs and like they put them in like a hole in the ground and it's like dump concrete on it. And like in 100 years, the owners of Paramount will come here and dig up what we've entombed here today. And we'll get the final episode of Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek. And he's like, but it's a cliffhanger. It's like, we knew that. He's never going to end this, by the way. All right. Go ahead and run the PSA, Sean.
All right, guys. Here it is. For those who weren't here earlier, we've been talking a little bit and making some jokes about a certain program we may have all grown up on. And so in that respect,
in memory of Grover.
Yeah.
Was it Snuffleupagus? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And here's a little kid song for you. So go ahead and mute up, guys. JT, you got to mute. Maybe I can do it.
I think his device muted.
Oh, okay. Oh, Admiral, you got to remove the thing you got there. There we go.
Today's episode of Saving Star Trek is brought to you by the TIG Television Workshop and the letter F.
Gather round, young cadets, for a tale so zany. In Starfleet Academy, producers are many. They craft the adventures with a gleam in their eye. But with this bigger crew, it's a hilarious surprise. There's Alex and Noga and Guy, so bright. Aaron and Kirsten making pronouns just right. Norman and John and Robin with flair. Kenneth and Jenny, a friend to blue hair.
Oh, producers aplenty, a galactic mob. 24 bosses, what a full-time job. They beam up ideas with diversity spread. Starfleet got more chiefs than stars overhead.
There's Jane and Tawny and Olatin too. Michelle and Gersha, what a busy crew. Ethan and Rod and Trevor in line. Sarah and Frank make inclusion shine.
Oh, producers aplenty, a galactic mob. 24 bosses, what a full-time job. They beam up ideas with diversity spread. Starfleet's got more chiefs than stars overhead.
There's Alex again.
Wait, that's Tom this time.
John and Dana keeping up the rhyme. Jason's the last, but wait, that's 24. How do they all fit through the shuttle door?
So ends our song of the producer parade, with DEI aplenty and everything gay. But next time you watch, just count them all.
Kurtzman's team is the biggest of all.
Sean, thank you. Deeply appreciate that. Oh my God, look at where are the heads on those bodies. Oh no, I'm the they, them, Hadar.
Oh no.
and you're Keith Richards. You're Keith.
Get me off. Well, look, now it's
no. That's not my check. You have a wife for that. Guys, it's been a panic to talk to you all. Is Snorty out there? We didn't say hello to Snorty. Miss Katodic's out there. You guys are the best.
Admiral, there's a super sticker. Did you do the super sticker?
I did not. I was unaware of the sticker. Where is this sticker you speak of?
Scroll up a little ways.
I'm scrolling. I see the Dead Man super chat. Is it below that?
Yes.
Okay. Is it not showing up because it's StreamYards that I'm in?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see your super chat. JT Kirk says a mug of Klingon blood wine, vintage 2309 for the chat. If you stuck around for this entire episode, thank you for being awesome tonight. Thank you, JT, for being awesome tonight.
Very welcome.
You were basically
a finer vintage.
Yeah, exactly, Sean. You got it.
You have been point reviewer for most of the new Trek because you have led us with the ability. You and Jeremy are the only ones who can retain the plot, and you also you just do a great job of breaking it down. Your outrage is great. No one appreciates a good. And I did not like the horror movie that Saval showed them at the Vulcan Embassy. No one likes a good one of those. I did not like more than I do. That is one of my favorite things in the world. And you are awesome. You are great. I am great.
Thank you. It's been fun tonight. It has.
I do appreciate, because I know you have to take notes, JT.
I do.
And so that you've done a man's work, sir.
The thing is that this show is it's a 30-minute show.
It
Not
really
our
is.
show. Their show is a 30-minute show. It doesn't take a genius, but if we found out if there's something that's the reverse of a genius, It's Alex Kurtzman and his crazy storytelling. These are some of the worst, most unworthy stories. If you're a member of any of these communities that he claims to be speaking for, we apologize on his behalf for his stupid, ham-fisted, unless there's some of the things that he likes that are just plain old fucking illegal, or you're someone who like fathers who really did bounce. I mean, every single it took us forever to get a father, and then we had to get two real fucking losers.
Exactly.
$5 super sticker from our good friend Radioactive with 5 Greenlandian greenbacks. I think I'm the only YouTuber saying that. I don't know why other people aren't picking up on that. And Guardians. I mean,
it says keep it up. That's the super sticker. It says,
keep it up. With the super pair.
You got run out of Viagra. I will do so, sir.
Well, I'm not going to keep it up so long as you have this thing on the screen.
You're asking the impossible, Admiral.
I may have been I may have gone a bit too far in a few places. I think we've all earned this. I think, and there she is, Sydney Sweeney. She's a lovely lass. I can't believe that most of Open Bar was Star Trek. At least most of what I saw. They could Star Trek, for all people's outrage. I'll say this, Star Trek fans, for all the outrage, it ended up taking over the conversation. Everyone was staked in. Paramount, if you're watching, people are still staked in. The Captain Archer Romulan War prequel show, if done right, and don't fuck it up. If done right, we're back, and you'll build new fans. You have a rewatchable core of original shows that are fucking great.
Yeah,
fucking some of the greatest stories ever. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm going to spotlight myself here.
Go ahead.
How do I do that?
I know how to.
Here we go. I got it. Paramount. We're Gen X and the boomers and the little whatever it is in between. We're not going to be around for a lot longer, but we still have disposable income and we'd like to use it. So don't be stupid. That's all.
It's true. In fact, a lot of people of our generation have the most money now that we're ever going to have. People are at the peak of their careers. Like, not everyone's like Alex Kurtzman in a dead-end job. And no one is in a workplace like Alex Kurtzman with people who've been failing for 8 years. For 8 years. I mean, if Alex Kurtzman had a show called The Price is Right, it would just be like, someone would walk out on like a trans person would walk out on stage, and like the models would be like, it's full transition surgery but wait, there's hormones that go with it. And like, what? And they'd be like, how much do you bid in this showcase? And people would just be like, boop, boop, boop.
I bid Xanax, 20 years of therapy, and a lawsuit.
But didn't Price is Right beat out Discovery during COVID?
I think it did, but it's just like, honestly, like if you're at the podium for Price is Right and Alex Kurtzman starts talking about Star Trek, like at some point you're just like this. It's like well, his showcase
reruns of Family Feud beat it. Is that what you were referring to, JT? Yeah. It was Family Feud reruns beat it.
And I thought it was the Masked Singer best of show.
Yeah, that too. There was a whole bunch of stuff, like an old Mary Tyler Moore beat it. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, they can't even break the top 10 on their own fucking streaming service. The number 10 is King of Queens, which ended how many years ago?
But the thing is, I think that means Ellison likes this show. I read that as a message directly from Ellison to me. Also, I have to go to the middle of the desert later to meet the aliens, like that guy who got addicted to his Facebook glasses. But
speaking of aliens, my wife got into Resident Alien. Have you guys seen that?
I heard it's all right.
I've heard it's all right. I was catching little bits of it here and there, and at first it was like really interesting and a kind of quirky actor. And then I walked in, and it was fucking George Takei voicing a gray alien pointing at his butt, and it just went total jumped the shark and went complete spoofy weird comedy. And it was like an interesting, quirky, funny-ish drama. Then it's like, fuck it, let's just have an alien pointing to his asshole.
Maybe it just went off the rails for George, anything to get him on there, and he was just like old and crazy.
I
and
don't
they just
know. It was the goofiest. I don't know if
Even
you've seen
good
that
shows
episode.
have bad episodes. I would give it one more watch.
No,
No,
like,
the only
but
show
the
I'm
whole
watching right now is called Stumble.
Oh, well, because she's been watching the whole series, and she's like, all of a sudden, it just took a left turn and just started. It's not what it started out being, and I'm like, that's exactly why I don't get into new shows, because it's always happens. You invest all this time, and then it goes lost on you. So I'm
like Lost.
that's what I was.
Yeah.
Using
Alex
the word
Kurtzman-
lost as a noun.
Yeah.
Alex Kurtzman wasn't part of the
verb.
picture then. JJ picks him up later off the Star Trek scrap heap, but
Yeah.
Lost is like is it me, or is Lost the source of most of our modern television viewing woes? JJ gets out of that house of cards before it falls apart because it was already on fire.
It Lost, well, like, you said that Enterprise kind of planted the seeds of the streaming format that we're used to now. Lost was like when it really started going there.
Well,
Like,
you know what it was? Is Lost invented the idea of the season 2 that sucks being perpetually your fucking show.
Yeah.
It started out as a season 2 and it stayed in season 2 for its entire run. It's like, I think it's going somewhere. I'm too invested to give up now. And then like that ending, that was, I think, the first time I ever remember people using what was primitive social media to troll us all and tell us we watched it wrong. And then they used the internet theory to explain their own show after other people came up with it. If I have that one right with Lost.
Yeah.
Remember, Sean, AOL? It's like they're the first people to like
Wait, hold on. Let me do an homage to that in the chat.
Yeah.
And you know what? In this show, by the way,
There
we
we
again
go.
had was it when they flushed the toilet? It played the Star Trek music. We played the Star Trek music like it's a doorbell. It's the waste paper basket sound.
Yeah,
It's the sound that the coffee maker dispenses. And why are we talking about complimentary coffee? We could go on for another 4 hours, people. Don't get me wrong. We're not
Look,
finished.
I've
We're
never
just out
had
of time.
a cup of coffee that said anything nice about me, so I don't know where you're getting it.
I've never had a cup of coffee that had my name spelled correctly on it.
And that's not very complimentary. But JT, did you see what I put in the chat? I want to know if you know what that means. Not our chat, but the live chat.
Yeah, I'm not 100% there with you. Sorry.
Okay, so
I was just
ASL.
they normally spell Admiral wrong on the cup. That's
no,
why.
ASL. Back in the day of AOL, and you'd go into chat rooms, and you'd go into a chat room that was in your geographical area, and people would always put ASL check, which means age, sex, location.
Oh,
and that was how you identified people to hook up with, and it worked. It absolutely freaking worked. That was Tinder before there was Tinder. You say someone, they say, "Oh, here's my age. I'm close to you. You're compatible."
Or
you
if
send an
Kurtzman's
email, you
listening,
send a
it's like
picture of yourself
Grindr
to each other,
heterosexuals,
and
Alex.
hopefully an hour later you're doing something.
Interesting.
And it did work.
For Mr. Kurtzman, I would say that it's like Grindr for heterosexuals, sir.
It pretty much, it was the Tinder back in the day, and Yahoo had a similar thing. But yeah, everyone would put ASL.
And before that, people had to go around pretending that they were hobbyists with CB radios to meet weird people to hook up with at strange places. But that
was the BBS boards, man. I was in a couple of those, and the meetings we had for those were pretty freaky. Let me tell you.
The first one that had that like weird BitTorrent Ice kind of name. I can't remember what the name was called, but like it had like some kind of like snow themed name from a million years ago. I've met like
they
this
were all
one
local.
chick
Like
off
it was
of
always
that.
like a local dial-up number. I really liked the one I was a member of. I got plenty of fun through it.
I met the nicest girl, but man, like the headshot was nice, but she was like gigantic. Like I was ready to like the last time I saw something that big was being pulled down Fifth Avenue by 60 Macy's workers on Thanksgiving. All right.
On that bombshell.
You're Sydney Sweeney. I'm not going to play the setup video. We're just going to play Sydney Sweeney, or we'll go to 4 hours again. Bye. We love you all. We'll see you on Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No. If you finish, that's even more time in jail, sir.
Can I finish, please?